the stream.
No.
Oh, yeah. What? Ah, excuse me, young man. Don't you grimly laugh.
Yeah, we're live.
It didn't count! Ah. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Prismatic Dragonfly Tavern. I hope you enjoyed that intro, because I didn't get it. No, it's not going to help now, Joe. Hope you're doing well out there. We're doing great here, having a lot of fun, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and jump into tonight's episode. We were off last week, so it's been 2 weeks since the last episode. We'll do a quick recap, and then we'll jump into things and see if we get to some possibly combat tonight, or whatever these crazy folks want to get up to. But really quickly, if you're first joining us tonight, or you're somebody that's been a fan of the show for a while, thank you either way. And please take a moment to look at our different socials, Discord, Twitter, all the different things, and check out Mythical Family's other projects. We're just one of the many projects that Mythical Family does, and Mythical Family is all about creating inclusive, diverse, safe spaces for gamers of all types. And our Discord is a great example of that. So if you want to hang out with us, talk with the crew, share memes about certain characters, or look at clips of DMs that mess intros up to shows, I'd highly recommend getting on the Discord. But we're going to go ahead and jump into tonight's episode, which is a direct follow-up from last week, and we have a couple different threads that we're going to be following tonight. So last week, oh, there was a lot that happened last week. We had a family reunion. Somebody got to finally meet their father figure after many, many years. We got some details about what's going on in the city of Vinzor with the Haven Snouts, and the fact that there is a massive gala that is happening tonight thrown by the Haven Snouts in an attempt to sway and convince other leaders and powers in the world that what they're doing in this city is just and righteous and they should join the cause, which is training adventurers of all types, not all types, pretty much just humans, to go out there and be the best adventuring crews that there ever were. They also have some other things going on behind the scenes that our party's discovered, including feeding corpse dust and ghoul dust to people, summoning hags, possibly summoning spirits as well. Haven't heard much on that for a little while, but that's something that happened too. So our party is deep in the middle of investigating these different threads right now, and there's a great possibility that when they're done in the evening hours of tonight, they may be partaking in an assassination in an attempt to get rid of the leaders of the Haven Snout clan. So we'll have to see how that goes.
Us never.
Mm-hmm.
How far we've come.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking about that, just how you guys, it feels like not too long ago, you started out as this tiny little band, and you're still not even that high level.
No. I don't think we've killed a single mortal being the entire campaign, and now we're just like, a couple of you tried to.
You killed a hag.
But that's a magical creature.
I
That's
read
mortal.
his mind
They're
and
mortal.
he
Sent me in time. Like I don't think I tried to kill him.
No, I tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a fact? Have you not killed a single? Well, no. Well, you killed the spirit on the road, and you killed the hag. The spirit, I would say, probably doesn't count, but the hag is a mortal being, technically. So, like...
A non-cursed. Yeah.
A non-cursed one.
That was the
Killed
civic
regular
duty type
people.
situation.
Okay. Actually, Sonic's killed people in that alley, in the off-screen stuff. Yeah.
You don't know about. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We saw the
I
body.
was one of those people.
Yeah. So Sonic has actually
Yeah,
killed...
Sonny killed like 2 people.
Yeah.
Everybody's terrified of Sonny secretly.
Yeah. But I don't think they have killed anybody else.
The
Which is,
good part's still just like, I mean, they were kind of
never killed-
undead, just a little bit.
yeah, that has to be
Well,
some
that's
kind of
also cursed.
that has to be some kind of a D&D record at this point that you guys like. There's been a lot of threatening to blow hands off, but no hands have been blown off.
Nobody will let me.
Eggveer didn't die. Tallwin
you
is
get
just
to shoot a
creepily
crown off.
stalking you personally from the shadows.
So you did a little arson by Cree de Castel.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode. And we're going to go ahead and start off in the rather lush room at the top of the Brave Caterpillar that is all nautical themed, that Halfpint paid a pretty penny for to use as their base of operations while they're in Vinzor. Currently in the room is Sani and then Fesfi, and Sani is in the middle of doing a blood magic ritual. And what specifically was she trying to do with this?
So basically, it's contacting and calling the attention of her patrons because she wants to try to solicit further assistance to make sure things go smoothly if they even really understand what's happening here.
Okay, so is this more of like a general, I'm going to roll religion and feel this out, or are you going to use like a spell that it has just a designed effect?
This is more of like a roll specifically because none of my magic's that long term yet.
Okay.
So this is mostly just trying to get patrons' attention. It's like, so this needs to happen. Do you understand why? Does this make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
And to call attention, I always kind of imagine that her people use like blood in rituals, but very specifically their own.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just kind of like slit one of her hands open and like drawn a few runes around the room, and now it's just kind of dripping it into the tub as a source of water to, you know, call a sea god's attention to it.
Okay.
It's really unsanitary for the hot tub.
Cool. So go ahead and roll religion for me.
How good is Sonny's soup?
Soup. Oh my gosh.
That's a nat 20.
Nice. Wow. First roll of the night, nat 20. That's not bad, especially on that one. All right. So as you let the blood kind of fall from your wrist into the water, at first it's the standard, you know, it quickly gets washed away into the like swirling, bubbling kind of pool that's inset into the floor of the room that you're all staying in. And about the time the fifth drop hits, a whole bunch of black foam kind of bursts up from the middle of it and coats the top of it. And you hear Fesfi in the background, and she's just like shuffling around, and she has like one foot up against the wall, and she's leaning back with her arms crossed, and she seems amused, but is just watching you. Doesn't seem off-put or anything like that. The swirl of the water intensifies, almost making a vortex, and then suddenly stops and goes still. Your eyes go solid black, which isn't, you know, pretty much what they are, but
They're not reflecting light anymore.
they're not reflecting light anymore. You quickly lose the sense of being in the room, which is not really disconcerting because this has happened in your spiritual journey, you know, before. But you find yourself kind of standing in an empty black void. And this too has happened before, but typically at this point you would smell brine, or you would feel the presence of your gods in one way or another. This is the point when you should get something. And you sit there in the void. You wait, and you wait, and you smell musty like dust smell, and it just feels like you're trapped in the void. So you slowly like regain some of your vision, and you're still in the void, but you see your body, and you can like look down and have like more of a sense of self, and you're standing on something even though you can't see it. And then in the distance, you get your first glimpse of something, and at first the light's overwhelming because it's so bright and white, and you see that you see the city of Vinzor on the cliff in the distance with the shining white paint on everything, and the cliffs itself are kind of white and marble, and you're way out on the ocean like 3 or 4 miles away, and it's black, but that's probably where you're standing, and you're just looking at the city.
Do you understand what we are trying to do? Can you hear me?
Roll a perception and an arcana check. Give me both results separately.
Okay, perception is going to be 7.
7. Used up all the magic with the 20.
Arcana is going to be 17.
17? Okay. So you don't really notice any difference visually, but you do feel a sort of arcane rippling under your feet, like it's about to give away, or perhaps it's more like repressed waves or movement of water. And you kind of get this feeling that the gods are trying to reach out to you very hard. Something's blocking them from reaching you. So the kind of warbling continues under your feet for a few moments, and then all of a sudden you move forward very rapidly, and you're suddenly like floating above the top of the keep in the city. And it looks like it could be right now, it could be any point in time though. There's many people milling about and stuff like that. And you see something bright and kind of a deep purple glowing in the middle of the keep. And then the glow continues to grow and grow and grow, and then it overwhelms you, and you're back in the room. And the water in front of you, the black foam, is kind of just popping into the air and vanishing and stuff. And Sani's still standing in the background looking at you.
Oh, Fesvi, yeah.
Or yeah, Sani's Fesvi's standing there, yeah.
That is Oh, that has not happened before.
You don't typically make black foam in a pool?
No, usually I can reach them. There's something in the keep. They're keeping them a few miles away.
Oh, you were trying to speak with gods or something?
Yes.
Oh, they aren't really predictable or reliable in my experience.
Mine are very reliable, but they don't always understand mortal affairs. I was hoping to explain this situation to them somehow, but they can't even get close to the keep. There's something blocking them.
In what way? Like a shield, a spell?
It would have to be some kind of magic to keep them back.
As far as I know, they have standard defensive wards. The most magical thing in the castle is probably the crown that controls the constructs that we were telling, well, that Giovanni was telling you about, that Jorman wears. But beyond that, I don't think they have any magical defenses.
Something in the keep. It was a violet orb.
It does not ring a bell to me, at least. I can ask Gio when I see him.
It might be something to look into. If there is something we can disable, perhaps they could assist us more directly.
Perhaps we've both been here for some time, and a violet orb or some sort of magical defense is not something that rings a bell, as they say, for me. I will talk to Gio before the party tonight and see if it rings a bell for him. In fact, I probably should go tend to preparations. Did you need anything?
Just to rest for a moment. It was always a little bit draining.
All right. Well, I will see you in a few hours then. Hopefully all of your other members of your party have everything they need by then.
One can hope.
All right. So she turns and leaves unless anything else?
Can't think of anything. She's just going to start bandaging up her hand for the time being.
Okay, cool. Well, then Fesfi is going to go ahead and head out and walk out of the Brave Caterpillar, and you both, actually, wait, it's you two that took Skalea?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you both see Fesfi walk out, and she clocks you out of the corner of her eye, but just kind of gives you like a very subtle nod as she walks out of the Brave Caterpillar. So with the two of you, you ended up I wouldn't say rescuing. You ended up talking to the elf that was fighting with some furblogs at the tavern up the street near the keep where all of the ambassadors and diplomats are staying. You found out her name is Skalea Tilnermallen, and you took her back to the Brave Caterpillar to buy a beer and to talk, because I think you both were thinking of trying to ask her certain questions about activities that were going on tonight, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I think she was trying to tell us something.
Say what?
I don't remember what she was going to tell us, but we cut off at that point or something.
I don't remember us cutting anything off. I remember her sitting down. You ordered some beer. She had some ale, but I don't think there was a cliffhanger, was there? There was a cliffhanger.
Well, we didn't get into the conversation.
Yeah, I think it was more just the fact that you had somebody that you could ask questions to. Because
they potentially killed your family.
Yes, that was the cliffhanger.
because we did start talking. Okay, yes. So yeah, you had asked why the fight broke out, what was happening with the furblogs, and then identified yourselves, and she was saying, yes, they possibly could have killed your family. So that's where we left it off with the cliffhanger. For some reason, that wasn't in my notes, just that they sat down and drank. Not that she had started to drop info. So we'll go ahead and pick up at that scene then. So both, both Cass and Vander are sitting at a table in the Brave Caterpillar, the small circular table in the back that you've kind of used since you came to the city of Vinzor. And you're sitting with a rather tall elf that has deep blue hair and has a ripped emerald green dress on. And she has blood and dirt on her feet because she just walked through the city after fighting some furblogs. And she is eagerly downing the beer that you purchased. And we will pick up with the line specifically of that they possibly killed the royal family, or the royal family that you are from. So, and we're going to say that she said that, took the drink of beer.
Okay.
Well, this took a very different turn from where I thought this conversation was going.
Me too.
So is Vandal's family alive?
I don't know.
Okay, so what happened?
I'm kind of disconnected from Treetop these days just because I left when I was very young, and my family left not too many years after that because we were tired of the royals, and I assume you both know the intricacies of all the different levels and the different royals, and it's a nightmare, and there's too much backstabbing and politicking for my tastes and my parents' tastes as well. But I still do hear things. I have plenty of friends there, and I have popped back once or twice for a visit, and about 8 months ago, the royal family vanished. And not just the members of your family, the members of anyone that is connected to any level of royalty. Most of them vanished overnight. Some of them turned up dead on the canopy floor. Others were found in different parts of the world months later, dead. Your family, as far as I know, none of them have been reported publicly dead. I also get military updates. I'm a commander and a thing, but I haven't heard their names specifically show up. But those furlogs were openly bragging about the fact that all the old royalty is going out with the trash, and it's time to completely reimagine how Treetop is run and bring outsiders in and many different things. And they were bragging that they personally had killed your family based on the fact that they could not hold their own in a fight at all. I don't think they could have killed your family or pretty much anyone. I kicked their ass in a dress with no weapons, and I didn't have to try that hard. But they were dropping some pretty nasty racial slurs, and I'm just not in the mood for that right now. So, plus I have diplomatic immunity while I'm here, so I get to cut loose a little bit.
Vanna's gonna hug her. Very tight.
She laughs really loudly and gives you a hug, and she'll hug you back. And you're actually, like, you know, you're a very physically fit person, but she seems like she's rather built under the dress and, like, gives you a really tight hug. And you also notice that as you hug her, actually, maybe roll a perception check? I think you might notice this, but we'll just double check.
Not 20.
Well, apparently, you know her DNA helix. As you hug her, because she gives you a very enthusiastic, you know, hug, you notice that there is a symbol tattooed, like, very small behind the right ear, and it is one of the royal family symbols that you're familiar with, so you can kind of just clock that, yeah, she's on the level that she is related to some sort of royalty, because you vaguely remember hearing of the Tindermullins, but, like, low-level stuff, and you've never heard of a Scalea, so, like, that kind of would reassure you at least a little bit. And it looks like her hair's dyed, because you can see that the roots and stuff like that are kind of a pale blonde that's starting to show up. So just two things you notice when you hug her, but she gives you an enthusiastic hug, and I was, yeah, I don't have time for it, so I really hope your family is all right, and if you want to give me a way to get in touch with you, I'd be happy to let you know if I hear anything, but for now, they remain on the list that's missing from Treetop.
Thank you. I didn't know anything about that. Will you be at the gala?
I'm supposed to be, and I will. I have a spare dress or two that I can throw on for it. I'm the representative for the city-state of Arlia on the continent of Cardathia, and nobody else in Cardathia even wants to deal with the Haven Snouts, and we're one of the bigger cities, so we figured a couple years ago it would be a good idea just to keep an eye on them for the most part, because they started causing trouble. And we've had more than one of their adventuring parties come through either Arlia or Cardathia in general, pretty close to my territory, and they cause more trouble than they are worth. And they're also sowing some pretty bad ideas, to be honest, especially after what we've been through with multiple wars, and we just don't really need that kind of racism and single-minded selfishness after all we've been through. So I drew the short stick this year. Usually it's been my my compatriots Aaron Rennegar or Sari Rennegar, who are my co-commanders. But I drew the short stick, so that's why I'm here this year, because I really just don't want to come.
I would suggest leaving, not going to the gala. This time.
Unless you want to get in on something very exciting.
true.
Get on the ground floor.
Both of you roll a persuasion check.
The Ponzi scheme guys run.
I can give you advantage if you want.
Just look at you like, oh, you're evil.
Are you good at persuasion?
Yes.
Go for it. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll
good,
give you
because
my-
that was... Ha! Nat 20.
That's 3 tonight.
So you
I
see,
rolled a 4 before that.
yeah, thankfully advantage is a thing. So you notice the shift in demeanor of her head just tilting ever so slightly and the eyes narrowing as she like regards you two in a different light. And she polishes off the last of the ale and pushes the mug aside and leans forward on the table. What kind of fun are you talking about?
Chaotic fun.
I mean, chaos can be fun, but considering who you're asking and the fact that the city is packed with people like me, chaos could be hard to pull off.
Right. So, like, wolves go after the weakest, sickliest members of a deer herd.
Do they?
Yes. To keep the herd healthy. It's very beneficial. And I think we can agree that maybe the Haven Snouts are a sickness upon the earth.
That's an interesting way to get to what you're trying to say, but yes, they are not a benefit to the world.
So we have a plan.
Which is?
To do an assassination.
My goodness.
For the good of life and humanity. Because I'm a paladin.
That is the most cast thing you've ever said.
Oh. Mm. So you watch as Kalea's face grows pale. Ever so slightly. And her expression kind of locks and doesn't change as she just stares at Cass.
Please ignore what she just said.
Oh, did you have a different way to phrase it?
See, you
Not
look
really,
like someone who
apparently.
appreciates honesty.
Because I'm covered in blood?
And the truth and dignity and the good of society.
I mean, there's not much dignified about this dress, in my opinion,
I
but
think you look pretty great.
Yeah,
thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you. You said you're a paladin?
I am.
Paladin of what?
The Zyphoid.
Oh, all right. I am also a paladin. I'm one of the many things that I am, as I am a paladin.
For whom?
Distute.
Ooh, interesting.
Do you know of him?
Yes. But not like personal.
Stop by Arlia, you'll probably meet him. He's not that hard to get a hold of. As a paladin of anything, though, well, most things, typically we do not condone open assassinations. So why are you going for that option over any other sort of diplomatic channel?
Because we can't get to them
Our-
to like talk or kidnap or anything like that.
So we can't talk to them, so we will kill them.
It's more of the people that have been inside for years haven't been able to.
Oh, you have somebody on the inside.
Maybe. Yes. Yes, we do.
All right. Well, I won't pretend that Jorman and Dabvar and that whole messed up cult of a family is anything but some of the worst individuals that I have ever know of. Thankfully, I don't know them personally. What is assassinating them going to accomplish, though?
Well, first of all,
They're making a weapon.
yeah,
Making a weapon?
out of dead bodies, which they've already fed to people, so a hag could feast upon their dreams.
What?
There's a lot, but
Just go with it.
No. No. What do you mean? You just said like 3 different things there. They're making a weapon, feeding dead bodies to people, and a hag? What the fuck? How are they even related?
they're all related.
Yeah. So they have a cave
Okay.
digs, I guess it goes under like the cemetery or something.
All right.
So they're
Here?
yes.
Okay. Following.
So they're excavating the dead bodies out of their graves, grinding them into dust. Some of it is going off to make some sort of a weapon, probably a biological weapon. Terrifying. We don't know that much. This is newer. Some of this has gone to Orishire.
Another ale, please. Yeah.
Has gone to Orishire, and we discovered, because there was some issues with like things that go bump in the night, that this lovely bakery was actually a cover for feeding ghoul dust infested pastry to people. So a hag could come and feast on their dreams, and we defeated the hag because it feasted on one of our friends.
I'm sorry.
I mean, they're alive and well.
I mean, that's good. So, corpse dust,
Well,
possible weapon, hag, and you connected the hag to them?
Yes, we literally saw the ghoul dust being delivered in a wagon with their
Crest?
yes on it, and we went to the cave, and there were more carts with their crests on it. They're not being subtle.
Oh, yeah, no, they're not smart enough for that usually, but I mean, this is still what they've managed to accomplish, if this is true, is decently impressive for them and terrifying with the implications. Have you told the authorities on any level? Because we get a bad rap, but there are many of us that actually do the job.
Yes, so we are talking to the authorities of Orishire, who actually put out a mass like bring us their heads and we will pay you order. So we are here to do this swiftly and quietly and as humanely as possible.
You're telling me a city put out a hit
Yes,
instead of... Why?
because they messed with their town. They just turned everyone into like non-consensual cannibals.
What? She's not wrong. That's exactly
better.
It just sounds really, it's even more messed up now that you phrase it like that. Non-consensual cannibalism. I mean, that's what it was. They were eating dead people, so.
And that's not even getting to the Thunderpad.
Yeah.
Which was probably their first weapon. They were just gonna kill a bunch of people with a thunder pad. Like Sonny's voice has just popped into my head, being like, "You lift this up." Yeah, they also tampered with a thunder pad, so they're just gonna like let people. Just,
How do they
like,
tamper
die.
with one of those things?
They, the mineral.
The mineral?
Dulcim.
She's like breaking out the papers.
Delmus calcite.
Delma's Armite?
Sure. Yes.
They used that?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it killed a couple of the workers who were trying to build it, and they're like, we don't know what's going on, and then we figured out that was in the ground.
And again, you somehow connected this to the Haven Snouts.
That one's a little bit more loosey-goosey, but we do know that there was a large shipment that came through this port, and they kind of have it out for Orishire.
I would be remiss if I didn't say it sounds like you've done some of your homework. But that still leaves a lot of questions, at least for me, the outsider, in this case. And I am somewhat disappointed at the support that you've received from authorities, so-called authorities. So by assassinating, what, Jorman?
Yes.
You think it's going to end whatever operation they're working on?
It would create a large hole in their power structure, and then probably some nice infighting between the children on who takes over. We are going to try and not assassinate the children, which, you know, yes, we are. That is not the plan. I mean, we understand they're terrible, but we're trying to as little murder as possible.
Just a little murder.
Just a little murder.
Hmm. Are you familiar with the idea of a power vacuum?
Yes, which causes chaos and probably will plunge the city into some sort of like a surf-based state. And, you know...
I'm really helping your case here.
The big part is they will stop mining dead people to make weapons.
No, and it's not like I don't get where you're both coming from, but think about it this way. You kill Jorman. Say you just get Jorman, because now I don't know how many you're going after. Say you kill Jorman. It will dissolve into chaos. Not only is it going to be chaos with all of the diplomats like myself here, but with their own adventurers, their own troops, the family members who are decently powerful. And yes, the city could plunge into chaos for, I would estimate, maybe a couple weeks at most. But what a power vacuum does is it makes somebody probably rather quickly rise up to fill it. The chaos doesn't last long. The chaos can also trigger things such as, before anybody takes power, maybe someone decides to use this weapon because they heard Jorman got assassinated and they loved that man for some reason, and they unleash this weapon, whatever it is, on whatever population it's being targeted against. What if nobody ever takes power and you have a bunch of fractured Haven Snouts? Somebody goes to run the weapons, somebody keeps mining this corpse dust. Creating chaos has its place in the world. You just have to be careful with it.
If they fracture and one person's trying to take over the weapon and another's taking over the mining thing, they're probably not talking to each other because they're in a disagreement. So it will have slowed things down significantly.
Do you have a lead on how to deal with the other things, though?
No. That's what Orashire's there for. And a very
One step at
clever
a time.
giant. Yeah. Listen, someone's going to do it. We're just going to try and do it efficiently.
First. Technically, I guess.
For all you know, someone just wants to come in here and burn the entire city down.
Most of the diplomats here want to burn the city down. I'm one of them, but there's a way to do things.
Do you want to help us burn the city down?
My city burning days are behind me.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I mean, there are a couple buildings in Arlia that I will burn down the second I get the chance, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, so...
You don't need to participate with what we're asking. Just know that stuff might happen and to be safe.
I mean, I appreciate the heads up. I'm assuming since you're doing an assassination, the only thing that we're going to be, air quotes, the only thing that the diplomats are in danger of is not finishing dinner and some chaos as we get out of the city. Most of us either have dedicated guards with us, ways of getting out fast, or most of us can hold their own in a fight like me. So it sounds like this is more of just an informal heads up.
Unless you wanted to be part of it, but I'm getting that vibe that you don't. So that's cool.
I have participated in many things that I would call shady. I was a rogue for some times that worked with one of the most infamous rogue guilds in the world.
That's
so it's
cool.
It had its moments.
I was getting a roguish vibe from you.
It's not the vibe I usually exude these days, but if you picked
and
up,
you are covered in blood with a ripped dress.
I mean, I suppose
her vibe. She
it's
has a
mostly
very good vibe.
it's mostly just my feet, but I appreciate the compliment. I have done plenty of fucked up things, just like everybody has, but those days are behind me because I have tried to change things for the better, at least in Cardathia and Arlia. And it's not like I haven't killed people. I've probably killed more people than anyone in this bar, and I can say that confidently.
Yeah, we technically have not killed anyone before.
I've never committed a murder.
Her eyes just like doe eyes, Vander. I would recommend saving that as long as possible and not committing a murder.
I plan to not murder.
Okay.
We're just accessories, really.
I'll be an accessory murder.
Oh, Vander, you're breaking my heart. Scalia, like, her face, like, definitely softens and looks at Vander with almost like, oh my god, like, this man is so precious. You have, quite often, in the world that we live in, you have to kill. And that's not a bad thing as long as it's for the best reason that you have. If it's self-defense, if it's saving someone you love, it's part of life as much as I hate it, and as much blood is on my hands. But I have tried to change things for the better, and I would like to say that I, and some of the people that I hold true and dear and love, we have been successful somewhat. And I would encourage you to just check your other options. If it's what you're going to do, I'm not going to stop you. It's not my place to stop you. And you probably have a decent plan in place already. I appreciate the heads up. It's not my place or really any of the other diplomats here to stop you. Just make sure it's what you want to do and to have your name tied to it. I will forever have my name tied to the Silvermoons because I married the man that ran the clan, the man that ran the clan. And even though I have made quite a positive name for myself and everyone knows me as a hero in the world now for the most part, there's plenty of people that still know me as Skalea Silvermoon, and that I was a rogue, and that I was mixed up with one of the worst that has lived in thousands of years. And I gotta live with that. Who is that? Is Raphael Silvermoon. He was my husband, and I married him a couple years after leaving Treetop, and I was completely inexperienced in anything and everything, and I thought I was going to go out into the world and make my, mark on it. I ended up in Arlia because I stowed away on a ship, the first ship that I could get on, and that's where they were going. And I met him within a day of being there at some seedy tavern, and within a year we were married. And I had a kid with him, and she's amazing. But, even before I had my child, I quickly saw
Not a good guy.
no, one of the worst. And the things that he did to the people in Arlia alone were horrific, but he had his fingers in an international group, let's just call it that was able to manipulate governments. And it was horrific, and I was terrified. And thankfully, because I had really good friends around me, they pulled me out of it, helped me see what was going on, and we were able to take down most of the operation from Arlia and kill him. And I was able to get rid of that name, at least in a lot of people's eyes, and I went back to my family name, and me and those friends established the Order of the Silver Knights in Arlia, and we turned a lot of different things around for that city. But the whole point is that I still have that weight to bear. And if you believe in the cause that you're fighting right now, and you really think that this is going to change the world for the better, and you really have done your homework, go for it. But I mean, just remember, you got to live with it, no matter how it pans out. So I would hate for anyone to have to bear the weight of an assassination or having their names tied up in something that they could have avoided. And I'm not saying it is. I'm massively an outsider in this case, but yeah, just think about it. There's other people here. I'm sure there's other diplomats you could consult if you really wanted to have to explain this story to other people, and there's not many that I can personally vouch for, because the one that I could vouch for didn't show up the year that I'm here. So,
Who's that?
Anomaly.
Oh.
Anomalous conglomerate.
Yeah.
But
On an entirely different note.
oh, sure.
So this whole coup that happened in Treetop,
Yes.
did it extend, say, above the ground floor? Like, did it get into the canopies?
Not so much. It was mostly anyone on the ground. I heard some rumors that people on the upper levels were affected or lost members of families, but nothing confirmed. It was, the running theory is that it was Treetop that did this to the canopy. So.
Okay.
No evidence or anything like that, but do you have family there?
Yeah.
Last name?
Listen, I haven't had to give my last. Either Amastasia or Meliamna.
I mean, I remember those names vaguely, but no, they haven't come up in any of the reports that I'm privy to or any of the rumors that I've heard. So, as far as I know, no.
Cool. Okay. Good. Thank you. We'll let you go on your way. Maybe see you at the party.
So I just shouldn't be near the Haven Snouts is what I'm getting. Not that I plan to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she chuckles under her breath and slowly stands up. Are you sure there's not anything else I can help you with? Any other questions that you had or anything like that?
Not married.
No, I'm not.
Can I get you a drink?
Oh my god, I did not see that coming. We'll see. We'll see what the hell.
Vander's just like, we're all gonna die sometime.
Right?
Oh, that was good. So, hold on, I need something. So you watch her like tense up, not in a bad way, but obviously you just managed to surprise someone of her caliber, and she did not expect that offer to come up from anybody right now. And she tilts her head to the side that she had been at the table and like looks you up and down and goes, "Buy me a drink?" Yeah. Have you ever had a red root before?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, come to the bar with me and I'll show you.
Sounds good. I guess.
I have a date to get ready for.
Apparently there's multiple dates going on. All right. Well, yeah. So Skalea is going to go walk over to the bar with Vander, and she ends up ordering a red root. We're going to switch scenes really quick and then get back to that. But she orders a red root really quick and shows you that it's this drink where you take a dark ale and drop a big, like, oversized shot glass of a certain elvish wine in it, and it develops like this really dark muddy color, and it like solidifies and tastes like chocolate.
He will have so many of those with her.
They're really good. So yeah, so they're gonna walk off, and Six gonna have a drink bought by Vander. So bought for her by Vander, which is amazing. All right, and you're gonna go.
I guess up to the room, chill with Sonny.
Who's bandaging?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to get ready. We have to, put our faces on.
Ah, yes.
How did it go?
Good. I mean, we'll have to see what Half Pint and Gaspard find out. They have some very salty furbolgs to go talk to. But we met a lovely elf, and now Vander's buying her a drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't need that help at least.
Yeah, she's not going to help us with our task, but she's also not going to be a hindrance to it.
Something at least. Sorry, that did not go quite how I expected it to. I'm still a little tired.
Were your gods giving you a hard time?
They can't get here.
What?
There's something in the keeping them away. The closest I can sense them is out in the bay.
Does this happen often where they just get like...
No.
Wait, no. Is that like unauspicious for tonight?
It concerns me. It makes me think there is something actively keeping them away.
Cool.
I mean, Fesfi is going to ask Giovanni about it, but maybe if we can find something that is keeping them away, they could assist us. But otherwise, no, I can't get them any closer.
All right. I'm sure everything's just going to be fine. Everything's going to be good.
I have some faith in it, yes.
All right. Well, we will go ahead and jump back to our other tavern. So you linked arms with Half Pint. What form are you in right now?
I am currently Sonia.
Okay, you are Sonia.
As soon as you guys depart and we start making our way for the bar, I think Sonia stops in their tracks for a second. Half Pint?
Mm-hmm.
How much trouble do we want to get into exactly?
I was just thinking the same thing, and actually, I need a DM ruling on this.
Oh,
I have an
no.
infusion that allows me to add +1 to whatever weapon I have. Can I do that on my gun?
Of course you can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use that infusion now and just like buff that up.
Do I see you tinkering with your gun? That's not what I meant!
Well, it's ready now in case that is what you meant. What did you mean?
I mean, we can...
we can learn from these revolts and maybe buy them a drink and just try to see if they're open to conversation, or we could possibly manipulate the situation to, possibly scare them into giving us more information.
I am pretty scary. You know, I don't really like scaring people though, and I think that you're very charming. So I think we'll be okay if we just like settle on up, buy him some drinks, right?
Okay.
But how do I? Okay, so everybody's been making goo eyes at other people. So how do I start that?
Oh
Oh boy. Here's the thing. I can tell you the words to say, I can tell you the facial expressions to make and such. I know what will work in a scene, but when it comes to real life, I'm not exactly a pro.
Okay.
So,
What faces should I make?
I mean, they just got into a fight, so I think, like, make them feel good,
Like they're really strong?
like they're really strong, like,
Okay.
like they cheated, I
Yeah.
mean, like, she obviously had something hidden under that dress.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Okay, I just need a second. Is there like an alley or something like that I can go?
yeah,
in?
you guys walked a ways away when you were all like figuring out what to do. So I mean, yeah, you're in the thick of the city, so there's alleys, every couple like 50, 100 feet.
I
so.
take my backpack. I take a big shirt and some like loose pants, and I just like put them over my dress and such. And they're not gonna fit well because I want to turn into a 7-foot tall man that I met in a cave, who is no longer of this world.
Oh, the one that Vespi killed?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Minus the bullet hole in
yeah, I
the entirety
figured.
of his chest.
But you can't simulate the armor. You're just gonna wear the plain clothes, right?
It's plain clothes, yeah.
Okay, but you're gonna. Okay, so yeah, you had plenty of time around him to be able to shapeshift. So yeah, you can completely capture his appearance and everything.
All right, half pint. I'm probably going to stay back.
Okay.
So this is a great opportunity for you to practice your social abilities, and I'll watch, and I will come in if needed.
Okay. All right. This sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like a horrible
I
idea.
turn around and I start messing with my construct that's like holding the train on my dress, and I'm like wrapping it
Everyone
around
needs
so it's like a
practice.
little bit closer to me.
Okay.
So it's not like all the way back here, and I don't have like a problem navigating the bar when we get in there.
Okay.
So I've still got it back there. It's still holding the train. It's just all wrapped up on it. And then I will go ahead and. Do they like guns? Do you think they like guns?
I
Maybe-
don't think many people know what guns are.
Okay. So if I just keep this out, they won't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's how you wield it that makes it scary,
Okay, so I put it on my back, like out of the way, and then I try to make sure that my train is like covering it a little bit.
Can you describe your outfit again, by the way?
Right, yeah. So it's the most gaudy dress that I could get in like full on family colors, which are red and blue. And then it's got this like 10-foot train that I commissioned that is currently being carried by my by one of my not my homunculus, because they took my homunculus, my cannon.
Your little like eldritch cannon is carrying part
Yes.
of the train, the back of the train. All right. Well, you guys can walk back into the tavern. You can see that the fight, now that you've actually gone inside, because previously everything was out, now that you've stepped inside the tavern, it is a more upscale establishment compared to anything you've probably been in recent times. And while it is still a tavern, the inside, they've spent a lot of time and money to make the inside as well done as possible. The floor is polished marble. All of the bar tops and tables are different kinds of polished dark wood. The chairs all have cushions of different kinds of red velvet in them. And most people in here seem to be the diplomats that are staying in the building across the street. So you have a lot of people that are wearing dresses and full-on suits and just different attire specifically from their either culture, the military power they're representing, or their city-state. And there are a lot of military uniforms in there. I don't know if Half Pint would have seen many, probably not have seen many of those, but there are a lot of people in military uniform. Somebody in a very nice suit is sweeping up broken glass, mopping some blood up and stuff over in a corner by a table, which is sheared in half. And they've kind of like made sure nobody's over in that corner. At the bar, you see one furblog that looks probably is one of the ones that you're looking for, because he's sitting there with a line of shot glasses in front of him. Half of them are already gone, and he has 2 wads of something stuck up his nose that have blood that has filled them.
Have fun. This is your moment. You're gonna do great. I'm gonna be there by the waitstaff.
Okay, are you gonna be close enough to hear?
I will be listening to the entire conversation.
Okay.
I don't know if you-
I have a real hard time
Guys staring
with
at people.
words.
Yeah, no, I know. Guys
Okay.
staring at people from the bar is pretty tradition. I feel like so. Like, you know, they won't like it, but like no one's gonna stop me.
Oh my god.
Alright. I walk up to the furball that's got the tissues in his nose, and I'm like, "You look like you're really strong." I've got like my fingers in my brain. I'm twisting it around
In your brain.
in my brain. My brain is back here. I've got my fingers in my brain. Just like twisting it around my finger.
Oh, roll a persuasion check to open this.
Bonnie's been around you people for like
That's a
2
20,
weeks.
not natural, but a 20.
Dirty 20, okay.
That's really
No.
good.
The furblog was in the middle of taking a shot and like pauses and slowly turns to regard you. And to use Vander as a example, Vander in furball culture would be considered Orlando Bloom with his looks.
Oh,
This gentleman, not so much. Quite the opposite of Vander. His kind of like fur and different areas of his skin seem very matted. You see a lot of scarring. Looks like he's probably middle-aged, if not older. But he is very built and looks like he could have been a professional fighter in like the pits or something like that, hand-to-hand combat and stuff. And one of his eyes is completely like blown out with blood right now, and he turns to look at you and he goes, "Strong?"
Yeah, I can see that you have a lot of like battle wounds, so you've definitely, fought a lot.
Is that why I have blood dripping out of my nose then? Because I'm so strong?
I figured that was just like a nosebleed.
You could call it a nosebleed, but no, it's not a nosebleed. The pixie that was in here earlier made a scene over nothing, so she broke my nose.
The pixie?
Arrogant, stuck-up, tree-fondling hippie?
That sounds like a pixie.
Yeah, exactly. The one with the dress and she caused a scene and she broke my nose.
She probably cheated.
I mean, she had to. There were 3 of us, and I don't know how she moved, like she moved all of a sudden, and then the next thing I know, I'm on my back and my nose is broken. And yeah, she probably used illegal magic in the city or something, just like all of those leaf licker, pointy-eared, knife-eared things do.
I don't know what that means.
Elves, fucking elves. Bark sniffers, left-handed casters.
I don't know what that means either. But it's okay. Do you want me to buy you a drink? Would that help with your nose?
It's the only thing that's numbing to pain right now, so sure, I would love a drink.
I find the barkeeper.
Yep.
Strongest drink you have for this guy.
Can you encourage this?
Yeah, you notice that there's this. You notice that there's this like middle-aged woman behind the counter that has her hair done up in like a kerchief wrap, and then otherwise she's wearing like a pretty mid-range dress, and she has an apron on over it, and she's just been standing there like half smirking, watching you two, and she just immediately takes the order and brings them over. Kind of chuckles as she stays nearby, tending to patrons and listening. And he nods very thankfully. And as the order's happening, like he finishes off the rest of the shots, pushes the shot glasses aside, and then starts on the drink that you bought him.
I heard, just before the fight broke out, I kind of came in, and I heard that you killed the entire royal. You have to be so strong to kill an entire royal family.
I guess I don't know if I should talk about that, considering the discount dryad started everything because we were talking about what we did.
I think it'll be okay. She's gone, and I'm gonna look around. Is there anybody who looks like they're elvish or pixie?
There's a couple elves, but they're pretty damn far away on the other side of the bar, keeping to themselves and not like even paying you any mind. It looks like, so where he's sitting is like in the middle of this long counter, and the seats like three wide each way have not been filled. Like everybody's made a bubble around this guy after the fight, so there's really no one near you besides the tavern keep kind of in the general area.
I'm gonna reach out and like just put my hand on his forearm, and I'm gonna say, I think we're okay. There's nobody really around.
He like glances at the hand and then doesn't do anything and takes another drink. I mean, fine, as long as that tree fucker doesn't come back. We were talking about, the job that we had pulled in Treetop and how we were proud of what we had done because we were the ones who got chosen to come to this damn thing and deal with the Haven Snouts and make a deal with them. And we were really happy and proud of ourselves for what we did, but we overthrew some of the old families in Treetop that have been around there way too long. And let's just say the entire place needed to be shaken up a little bit.
Did you shake up like the furbolgs too?
Yeah, we killed a lot of them. They've been in power for thousands of years, just like the fucking dew drinkers upstairs, and the monarchy there is already so inbred and overly complicated and not working in our best interest or
Genetically inbred?
we suspect.
Huh. I'll have to ask about that later.
I wouldn't concern yourself with them. Most of them are hopefully dead at this point, the ones that we did kill ran. But yeah, we decided to, get rid of the ones that were more loyal to the elves and old ideals, and install ones that actually care about furbolgs. And we were celebrating that and having a drink because we're guests of honor tonight at the ball. And then that waste of immortality came over and started to fight.
Okay, so we're doing multiple assassinations.
I like squeeze his forearm, and I'm like, it's just so cool how politically aware you are and active you are.
I didn't teach her that.
Perception? Oh, that is a 17.
Okay. So you as you're watching and you see Half Pint kind of squeeze his arm, while his body language doesn't convey anything negative, just because of like where you're standing and your like view that you have, you notice that one hand has slowly moved off the bar and is on his leg where it looks like there's a pretty obvious dagger in a pocket. And he's not reaching for it yet, but you can tell he's on guard for some reason as he's talking to Half Pint. But he hasn't made a, he's not grabbing it. He hasn't tensed up or anything, but the hand has definitely moved towards where the weapon is. So.
Okay, I'm waiting for that hand to ever move back up to possibly intervene.
If it goes for the weapon?
If it goes to like pull, yeah.
Oh, to pull like,
brandish
okay,
weapon, yeah.
cool. Yep, so yeah, you see that. You feel him flex slightly as you squeeze his arm.
Very strong. So strong.
I mean, apparently not strong enough to deal with the daisy sniffer, but what else did you want to know about it?
I think that was it. I thought I would just come over and talk to you. That seemed like a good way to start.
Well, if you end up telling anybody about it, just let them know the Archie clan is the one that's in power now, and we're going to be making big changes. And next time that we come to this summit, we're going to have proper bodyguards.
I don't think you need a bodyguard.
Telepathically, half pint? Half pint. Okay, look, they're proposing a lot of ideas, correct? So we need to make sure we understand what ideas they're proposing. He's a big, smart, big-brained furbolg with a lot of great new ideas. And you just love everything he's saying.
It sounds like you have so many really smart, great ideas.
God, he keeps going so.
I wish I were as smart as you. Can you tell me more about what you guys are going to do in Treetop?
Rolling persuasion again. This is great.
That's a natural 20. Plus one.
What the
plus
fuck is going on tonight?
Challenges tonight.
Yeah, where are these nat 20s with social challenges and lore
Listen,
challenges?
it just means when we go to actually try and put our attack in, it'll just be nat 1.
Yeah, no, when Half Pint takes a shot, it's going to be a nat 1. He pauses, and you watch the hand, like, just relax. It's sitting on the dagger, but it completely relaxes as before it was tense. He goes, well, I mean, in a year's time, no one's going to recognize Treetop is the thing, because everybody
on the ground floor has been dissatisfied with things for thousands of years at this point, but especially like the last 100. And the wedgies upstairs have never made good on any of the promises that they've made, and the royal families, from the floor to the leafs, always argue with each other, and it's a really shitty place to live, let me say that. And we have been planning this for some time, and now that we've taken out all the old leadership downstairs, it's only logical we move up the trees. So in a couple months, you're going to hear stories about how the Archie clan has, let's just say, cleaned house. Eventually, we hope to open Treetop up to actual trade and visitors and, you know, use the Xiphoid for something good and make money off of it.
How would you make money off of the Xiphoid, though?
Because it's the most powerful thing on this planet. It's always been locked behind not only just Treetop in general, but the stupid clan, Aether clan, that protects it. And they've never let anybody that wants to study it or touch it or buy pieces of it work on it because it's a sacred object. But no, Treetop is suffering. It needs money. It needs an influx of trade and travel, and that stupid asteroid never did us any good despite glow in the middle of the night.
I didn't know it glows. That's pretty cool.
It glows and half the forest is lit up like daytime at night. It's wonderful for those of us that want to sleep, and we can't get near it, and it's just keep an eye out. In a couple months, you're going to hear a lot about the Archie clan because we're toppling all of it, and we're going to start
you're going
fresh.
from the bottom, like the bottom of the tree, all the way to the top.
All the way to the top.
All the way to the top. That's so cool.
I mean, I think it is. Bottom was.
I'm
A long
screaming in my head. I don't know what to say to this.
I think Jeff is going to come up and enter this conversation. We're not going to say that's my name, but you know, trying to create a character in my head.
Of course.
It's my servant. They're here to help me with my trade. Like moving the cannon towards you.
Actually, sorry. The lady's father's servant and responsible for protecting them. And I would like to just,
My nose is already broken if you have an issue.
which is why I'm concerned. I just want to make sure that you're not bothering her. And, you know, I mean, obviously you're one of those characters that we just, with all respect, want to be cautious about.
She walked up to me. I'm sitting here drinking with a broken nose. What the do you think I'm doing?
Look, everybody says that they've walked up to the lady. The maiden is very approachable, as you can tell, and I can see you.
I just had to
very-
deal with fucking fey mongrels in here. I don't want trouble. I just want to drink my drink.
Right. Well, I just feel like maybe you're upsetting people, and that maybe if you were to consider possibly vacating the area, because I
I-
want you to be very, very clear that things here are very important, and that the lady has some very important business that she needs to deal with. I'm using words of terror.
Of course you
I
are.
want this piece of shit to become so scared that they leave town.
Okay.
So once per short rest, you can speak to a humanoid alone for 1 minute. As it becomes frightened of you, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw DC 15.
Otherwise,
If it fails for 1 hour or until its allies are attacked or damaged, it will basically just be completely terrified of me.
okay. And you said DC 15
Wisdom.
wisdom? Fails.
Nice.
So maybe before the lady's, of course, noble family gets a little bit peeved that you're here spouting such horrific ideas to her. I mean, she's very impressionable. Maybe you just save this for another time and get out of town.
You watch as this Furbog's face twists in absolute terror, and the half-pint doesn't know you cast the spell, so you get to watch him look horrified as if he's facing down a hag all of a sudden, and he falls out of the chair onto his ass, goes for his dagger, but somehow can't even like hold on to it and just drops it immediately, the pieces of tissue come out and like blood starts dripping down him, and he just screams at Jeff and goes, "I don't want any trouble," and he like tries to start crawling and then just runs out of the bar.
Leave your stuff. Just get the hell out.
Did I do that? Was that my fault?
No, you did great. That guy is a piece of shit. And
What was he even talking about?
You also notice that half the bar is now staring at you two, in their regalia.
everybody, I'm here as a performer. I'll be on stage in a couple of hours. Check it out. He obviously liked what I was dishing out. Hell, wait, let's get the fuck out of here.
Glorious.
Okay, but you got to tell me what the hell he was
We
talking
will definitely
about.
catch up. Yeah,
All
we
right.
got to talk to Vander.
Okay, so you guys can run out of the tavern. No one's going to stop you or anything. And a lot of people, even after what you said, just kind of rolled their eyes and turned away, especially because of who ran out of the bar. But you had a few people like lingering gaze on you, especially those in more military-ish outfits. But you walk out of the bar, run out of the bar easily. You see a trail of blood leading back towards like the diplomatic area, probably, running to get his thing / get out of town, find his buddies, tell them about the horrifying thing that just
I
happened.
told him not to get his thing. Okay.
Who knows what he's doing. But so you guys get outside easy. Are you going to talk about what just happened or do anything else? Or are you just trying to beeline to the caterpillar?
I think we should be lighted to the caterpillar unless Half Pint wants to do it.
No, you told me we have to talk to Vander first, so I will hold all questions.
Okay. All right. Well, then you guys can make your way back to. And are you staying in your shapeshifted form?
Once we get to the bar, I'll probably change back into Sonya, like take off
Okay.
the shirt.
But as you're going through the city, you're this.
I'll stay as
one.
this guy, yeah.
Okay. And then your dress is an actual dress, and you're not using a disguise scroll, so you don't have anything to worry about. Okay. So then you guys make your way back. Let me roll for a random thing really quick.
That's never a good thing.
It's how DMs decide many things. It doesn't always have to be bad. All right. So, well, you guys can make your way back. I think that might be a good spot to take a slightly early, just by a few minutes anyway, break. So we'll go ahead and take our break, and that'll give us a nice point to come back, and we'll pick up at the Brave Caterpillar, where everybody will be reunited to talk about things that they have been up to. And I'm very curious to see how it goes myself. So, yeah.
Say, for Half Pint and Cree / guest bar do a thing?
That could have been much worse.
No, yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, as this DM in the clouds, look at the character growth. They didn't completely try to murder the man or completely botch it.
We made a scene.
But it wasn't like burning the town down.
Half Pint didn't make the scene, so it's
Yeah.
an improvement.
Yeah. No hands were shot off. No hands were shot off. The city is not on fire.
No one pretended to be a ghost.
Half Pint
and
just like,
nobody.
Dispel magic was not used.
Yes. Half Pint's like, oh, no wonder Sonny talks to people like that.
Soon, but something that we now do on our breaks, we actually cut the video, but we leave the mics live. So if you have questions for us or anything as we're coming and going on break, go ahead and ask in Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube, you can pop over to the Twitch channel and take part in our live chat. And if you have questions for us or just want to talk about nerdy or random things, please come over and we'd love to talk to you during the break. It's really fun. But yeah, we'll be back as the stream about 15 minutes or so. So come talk to us, go get some snacks yourself, and then come back for the second half of the episode. We'll see you soon. I didn't do that bad of a job DMing, Joe.
So, yes.
What do you want to drink?
I'm going to refill in a minute, so don't worry about me.
Okay.
Thank you, Ray. Did you get it working?
Looks like it's going.
Well, yeah, but the camera's on.
Oh, I didn't realize the camera was still on.
Yeah, just
Oh, I paused,
copy
that's
the
why.
input.
just use my natural voice because they love it so much. And now here I am, many years after transitioning, still unhappy with my voice because, yeah, so it's a struggle.
My voice, when I'm at home in private,
Mm-hmm.
is pretty high pitched. It's very influenced by my customer service voice. It just lacks.
And that's kind of the voice I associate with you for some reason, yeah.
But well, because we're friends, and
Yeah.
so basically, you get me into a public situation though, and my natural voice isn't exactly attractive. You know, it's basically that guy.
That guy, Jeff.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff has a lot of charisma.
Jeff is dead, so let's not. We don't have to give him too many points. There's no sound? Wait, is there sound? There is sound. Okay, sorry, I read Nerdy Fox's comment too late.
It's one of those techie things. They'll help me figure it out, and then
Gotcha.
we
Yeah, I
got
picked the inputs, but then Joe needed to commit them to the stream.
Gotcha. So that'll be from now on. It'll naturally go to that. Cool.
Okay, there's sound.
the input just needs
Thank
to
you,
be
Nerdy
added,
Fox.
and we can still mute it and switch it and manipulate it. But I don't know
It's
why
Ren
we
your
had to
key.
re-add it, and then they'll help me re-add it, and then
It
what's
may have
sitting in
been
the
added
other
like
stream,
during
we
the
had to
time. Yeah,
transition it over,
exactly.
and we forgot
Hi.
that.
Hello.
So you all see Nerdy Fox 2 in the chat.
We do see
Now-
Nerdy Fox too.
What you want to address them as is fully Ren Yurhi.
Say
Is
that
what?
again.
Ren Yurhi.
Rin your he.
Yeah,
I
Ren
need to know
Yurhi.
what that means before
That's
I
their
start.
character name.
Rin her.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm having such trouble saying it for some reason.
Ren Yurhi.
Rin your he. Okay.
Well,
What?
Ren,
What?
it's great to meet
No,
you.
you got. It has to be Ren Yurhi.
Is
The
there?
whole
Is
name.
it like an honorific? Do we need to like add
It's
like?
an honorific, but also a joke.
Okay. Okay. What race is this character? What is
They
this
are
character?
Viera.
Viera. Oh, Final Fantasy.
Final
Okay.
Fantasy.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, is that Acquisitions Incorporated?
No. Yeah. Rin Yurhi. Okay, I get it now. I don't know why that was. I'm having trouble like putting that together in my head when I can say all the
We got
names.
Bird jerky.
Bird jerky. No.
Ren Yuri.
Be very. That's
Ren
very-
Yurhi.
Yeah. Rin Yurhi.
Are those the rabbit people from Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. I played original 14, and then like all the good content came out, and I was like, I'm done.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fair.
So it's like a reverse hipster of I played it before. Well, no, you are a hipster. I played it
played
before.
before
It was
it was
cool.
good, yeah.
Well, no, I guess that is.
Played it when it was lame.
I played it when the story was long and lackluster on content.
Did you all? I loved so much tonight using a resource that I've never used before, which is this massive catalog of racial insults for all the races in D&D, because I loved the expressions I was getting as I was drawing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They have them for every race. The humans.
What's the ones for Furbolg?
Say what? Let's see. I haven't really used the list before. Are they? Hopefully, are they on this list? Dragonborn. Kinku, ASMR, Arakora. Are you kidding me? This does have like, there it is. No, you only get 3. Like some of the, like they have like so many for elves, which are perfect. But like for Furbog, we got
I was
giant.
pointing down. Furbolgs are already supposed to be like shit on by like
Yeah.
the
Giant half-breed, overgrown dwarf, half-baked Goliath.
Oh
Oh,
man.
that's a good one.
The line.
That's bad.
That's
I-
perfect.
I mean, it makes sense that there would only be 3, because it's like after you start throwing the insults, then the fists start flying, and they're like 9 feet tall.
Yeah. Especially when your fists are magic fists.
Yeah, it's Wookiee syndrome.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I like the ones for an ASMR, having played an ASMR. God's Pet, Goody Two Shoes, Wingless Earthbound Bastard Half-Breed,
Holy shit.
Birdie, Chicken Brain, Chicken, and Angel Face. Oh, it was what it pissed S off. Yeah, it was an interesting resource somebody had compiled on Reddit, and I'm like, you know what? This stuff does come up in games, so it would be nice to have something better than Knife Ears, which is the only one that I've ever heard in like
Yeah.
Dragon Age and stuff like that. So
Dragon Age, I love that game.
Dandelion Eater and Pole Proportioned Dendrophile. Dear God, these are for the
It's very scientific.
That just
Yeah.
rolls off the tongue.
Oh, speaking of scientific, when you were like what was it? The half-breed genetically, and I was just like, oh no, half-plane in science.
Everything in my power to not be like explain.
Explain it. I love that one.
We need to do the Dragon Age tabletop sometime.
I
love
would.
it.
Yeah.
Have you've seen my license plate on my fucking car, right? Ray? Great Warden.
Hey!
I love Dragon Age.
I love Dragon Age as well.
The Grey Wardens are like a little passe, all right? I mean, they don't even exist anymore. In fact, one of them, the main one, the one that we all want to see again, has just like never come back.
I'm busy. Thank you very much.
Right.
Dealing with blight. Thank you.
Morrigan came back, all right?
Oh, she did.
Unpopular opinion.
What's that?
I love Anders.
No, Anders is fine.
I love him.
People shit on Anders for no good reason.
Anders
in my
from
opinion.
2?
Anders from 2.
Okay, yeah.
Well, have you played Inquisition?
Yes.
Okay, because yeah, Anders gets way more screen time in Inquisition. Like, I love Anders. Yeah. Anders
What?
is great.
Who is what?
He shows up.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No, he's in the expansion for 1.
Am I thinking of that?
Are you thinking of Stroud?
Oh.
No. I know my Dragon Age characters.
I'm literally picturing the Grey Warden who takes you in 1 and is like, you're gonna go on this-
Duncan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Duncan.
I thought
Thank
you were
you.
talking about the Grey Warden from the end of 1.
No, Anders is the one that had like the other spirit with him and
He
stuff.
blew up
Yeah,
the Chantry.
Anders.
Was
Was
he,
terrorist.
was he DLC or something?
He was
was in
DLC
the-
in 1,
Yeah, he was in the expansion
Yeah.
pack for the first game.
Yeah.
but he was
Okay.
one of the main plot
I don't
points in
remember
2.
I don't remember him at all in 2. 2 is also
He's
like,
like, he's one of the mandatory party members in 2.
Yeah,
Because,
because he's one of the plot boys.
yeah, because he blows up the Chantry.
Yeah.
I love him.
been
I love
a
him.
fever dream for me. I 2 where it's like, what a great story. What a horrible video game.
I loved all
Oh,
my
yeah.
characters. Like, my Grey Warden's my favorite because she's my Grey Warden. Hawk is last because Hawk's okay, in my opinion. But my Inquisitor's almost up there with my Grey Warden because my playthrough, that was like my canon playthrough, was an elf mage. So everybody hated me. Oh, and an elf mage that rebukes and draws state. So everybody was like, fuck you, elf. Or if they were okay with elves, they're like, it's a mage. And if they were okay with both of those, you don't like it, draw state. And she was like, I don't know why the rules.
The triple win.
One
Yeah.
thing I have to say, is
I
you
love it.
mentioned Hawk. A buddy of mine was just like, so you can't. Who's a dwarf in Dragon Age? Varric. They were like, you can't romance Varric, but if Hawk dies, is the only opportunity you get to hug Varric. So I let Hawk die so I could hug Varric.
Oh my god!
I was like, wow, like.
Oh my god, right. In the second or in the Inquisition, like I think it happens to everybody regardless of how you import your saves, as long as you have like a named warden. But when my Inquisitor got a signed letter from Azalea, my warden saying, take care of my wife is with you, I was like, oh my god. This
Yes!
so much. That's why I've been dying for 4 with how long we've been waiting for 4, because it's the only series that so far has got massively fucked up like Mass Effect of letting you import the lore of each game. And it's just, my Grey Warden's still out there doing shit. And, like,
Yeah.
we're probably never going to get to see them because BioWare never gives us what we want. But
I'm so excited for 4.
I feel like EA's been bullied enough though, where like 4 has the best chance of any BioWare game of
I mean,
doing okay.
they already rebooted it twice. Once to make it into Fantasy Anthem, and once to go, oh god, no, that was a mistake.
Oh man, they.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
So can anyone guess what my Inquisitor was?
Kunari.
Shark.
Kunari.
I really have to go back to Dragon Age. Kunari is the only other race I can remember.
Human, dwarf, elf, and Kunari were the 4 options.
Was it
in
the 4
Inquisition.
options? Yeah, it has to be Kunari.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
But that's only half of it.
I want to say rogue.
Classes. You had to be a mage.
They got it.
See, that was my first go-to, but I was like, you're probably no. other
like,
options.
My Dragon Age characters have always been mages.
Okay.
Mine too.
I'm gonna get a bit tempted by demons of
Except
the
for my
Fade.
first
That's
one. We love the Fade, okay?
the Fade is very fun. I think it's one of the more like interesting places to explore out of like fantasy.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, my original character was mage background human. Played snarky mage hawk,
Yes.
and then Kunari mage, who was like, I'm very confused by everything here. Why the fuck do all of you think I'm some kind of savior in your religion? This is dumb.
I like it. Mine was a elf rogue, snarky mage hawk, and then human mage.
No, snarky mage hawk was the way to go in that game.
So true. I loved it. Okay.
I had fun with dipshit rogue hawk.
It was great. It's
Yeah,
so good.
100% like
Angry
I
Hawk
live in
could be
Noble
fun
Family.
too.
Yeah.
Angry Hawk could be fun.
Yes. Okay, important question. Romances in all 3 games.
Let's see. I remember names.
Ray just wants to.
I just remembered.
Liliana.
Ray just wants to dish.
I sure do.
I'm the type of
You do
person
need
who's
to
like,
give
who
Dragon
you
Age another
romancing in Stardew Valley?
Shane, by the way.
Always Shin. Who else?
So I remember mine was definitely Morrigan. I don't remember 2 at all. I don't think I romanced anybody in 2.
I'll tell you who the 2 options were. There's only 4.
Okay.
Isabella, Fenris, Meryl, and Anders.
Who was Meryl?
Meryl was
That's
the elf. Yeah. Elf mage from the...
If anybody,
Tied
it
up with
would
the
have been Meryl. but I
gnarly
don't think I
magic
did.
curses.
Yeah. No, I do. I remember Meryl. Yeah. 3 was the bonus romance character, the one that does all the foraging and trailblazing and stuff.
Oh, the dwarf.
The dwarf. I was just like,
Oh,
you know what?
she's
You're pretty
great.
fucking cool. The fact that they literally, for achievement purposes and stuff, don't count as a romance option. I was so peeved. I was like, oh, because I didn't fall in love with Cassandra. But yeah.
What about you,
I
Phil?
cyber romance to your expectations.
Liliana in the first game. Second game, fling with Isabella, and then actually got with Meryl. And Inquisition was Josephine because Cassandra's straight. So.
Oh, so true. It was so disappointing that she wasn't a buy option.
Yeah.
Okay. I was raised in the Chantry, kind of like that. That fits.
For me, it was Morgan, Anders, and then Dorian.
Fair. I'm not into guys, but Dorian, fuck. That
He is. I love his personality. He's so funny.
the fucking mustache. That's what Gaspard looks like. 100%.
Gaspard just saw a poster of this guy. It's like, yes,
Exactly. I could just look like that.
It's like wanted. I'd like to be wanted.
That's really good, Joe.
Since my father left me.
Oh. I need a different type of daddy.
I mean, his father did abandon him in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a whole plot point for him.
Walk away, Kieran. It's going to turn him to daddy.
Dragon Age romance.
Yeah.
Who are your romances, Kira?
Yes.
Who were your romances?
Well, Liliana is Grey Warden's wife, so Liliana was my main one for that. And then for Dragon Age 2, I cannot remember her goddamn name all of a sudden.
Isabella or Meryl?
Meryl.
There we go.
Because Meryl's great, and I love Meryl, even though she's kind of Anders with messed up stuff. And then for Inquisition, Sarah.
Now,
Everybody hates Sarah, but I love Sarah.
all the romance options in 2 have problems of some kind or another.
And I love it. It's so good.
Everyone's pretty broken.
They're bisexual disasters, all 4 of them.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
Which is the best thing
Yep.
to be.
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I love Dragon Age. It's one of the...
The company that makes Fantasy Age has the license for the Dragon Age game.
Oh, do they? Well, they just released the Dragon Age RPG not too long ago, the tabletop RPG.
Yes, it's so good. I played it at
Is
once.
it?
Yes, I love it. It was very fun.
I've always wanted to play it.
Yeah, it's the same system that Blue Rose and everything uses, isn't it? The
I
3d6s and whatever.
Yes, it does use 3d6.
Yeah, I
Green
know.
Ronin.
Yeah, Green Ronin, yeah.
Green Ronin.
Their in-house system.
I know so much about D&D, but I know a million times more about Dragon Age because that's the universe that really sucked me in. And I have all the lore books they've released, I have all the volumes of World of Thetis and stuff like that. And I can tell you verses from the Chantry and stuff like that. And I don't know, I love the lore of that world, and there's something about it that just got me more than most other fantasy worlds. So I love it to death. I would love to. I would love to be in a game for that. That would be...
I don't have the actual Dragon Age books in hard copy. I have the PDFs. I've not played it because, be ready to be disappointed, I've not played the video games.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't. Nothing to be
Oh yeah, the
disappointed
character sheet does look a lot
They're
like...
long games.
Yeah.
They're commitment games, and you're a little
Dragon
older than
Age
the rest of
one.
us. You kind of have less time for gaming at some point.
Yeah. One of my, you've never seen me wear it, Ray, because sadly it's too big and I need to get it resized, but one of my prized possessions is I bought one of the Grey Warden signet rings when BioWare released them way back in the day, and it's a size too big, but it's got the full Grey Warden seal on it with the saying and stuff, and you can use it to press wax and stuff like that.
so cool.
It's so cool.
I just have a
love it.
scarf.
Say what?
I have a scarf.
Oh, like
for
one
the
of the
wardens.
one of the ones they've done. Yeah.
I thought you said I have a scar. I'm like, that's commitment, Ray.
Brandon scar.
And the Grey Warden symbol into your flesh.
Can you still buy the Dragon Age TTRPG? I feel like it didn't do well.
I thought you could still.
The PDFs are probably still out there. I just imagine the print run's done.
Yeah.
Could be.
I've been devolving to drive-through RPGs, print on demands, and they are. I don't want to take speak badly about a company, but they are not built to last.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're getting the soft covers. The hardbacks tend to do a little better, but the binding is really cheap on the soft
The
covers.
bindings, same. Well, because they're all perfect prints, so it's all just glue. So especially when you're going to like a 500-page book, it's like you can use this, but if you use it a lot,
Yeah.
it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, no, if we can get together a Dragon Age game one day, especially like a one-shot or a short thing, like I would love to do it because, yeah, I would, when I was planning PDT, that is something that I threw around was I really just want to run a Dragon Age campaign, but that's hard to do because most people, if they know any fantasy, they know D&D kind of thing. And even though it's homebrew and stuff, like you can't just drop people into Dragon Age because it's not normal fantasy. You have to explain the blight and the gods and like it is not Lord of the Rings, D&D, everything else. That
I'm sure you could.
You could. I'm just saying, like, even for this table, there would be a bit of a, like, let's have some lore sessions because there's so much base knowledge you have to go with where most people are like, yeah, I know what elves are and dwarves are and stuff like that, but Dragon Age has a lot of different takes on them.
Especially with D&D though, like how many people really know anything about like Faerun?
I don't.
or-
I
Yeah,
barely know
like-
anything about Faerun.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know the monsters and stuff,
Yeah.
but like that's.
I mean,
that's
but let's be honest. The Faerun writers don't necessarily know what the other Faerun writers are doing.
This is
Very
true.
fair. Fair.
The individual parts of Forgotten Realms tend to be written in extreme isolation from each other.
It's true.
I appreciate the fact that every edition's like 100 years later or something, but it's literally just like everything I know about Baldur's Gate is so confused. Where it's like Waterdeep is the bastion of financial economy, and then it's like actually it's doing very poorly now, and Baldur's Gate is like the thing, or it's really small. Neverwinter doesn't exist anymore. Like
That has happened.
I can't keep up with it.
I've never tried to keep up with it. I run the module I am given most of the time with D&D, so, but
Anyway,
You should run a Dragon Age game.
I want to.
Evolving world, but it gets to be a pain in the butt.
It does. I mean, that's with
both
anything, though.
loved and hated that about the L5R games.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seemed like every time we started getting somewhere, like, oh, they had another tournament and the living world evolved and these are the new changes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that really impact us overnight? Or does that, like, does
Yeah.
the new Shogun happen in 20 years and then change starts to happen? No, we need to keep current. Because the guy who ran the game was an avid fan.
Mm-hmm.
This is really weird.
Yeah,
It feels
it's
like we're skipping through time.
living world stuff is always hard, so it's definitely just it's tough. Any TTRPG you play is tough. But speaking of playing TTRPGs,
time to get back.
we should go ahead and jump back into our RPG.
All right.
Too many letters.
Let me know, because I switched us early, because she said, we're going to go to break, and then just started inanely talking to each other. I'm like, I guess they're going.
I assumed you clicked the
We
button.
are all
sir.
neurodivergent, and this feels like an attack on
Yeah.
our being.
I'm like, I guess they changed lanes on me, so I transitioned, and then Kira went into, okay, so we're going to go to break, and I'm like, oh, well, we're already there. So,
Well, considering the lovely people watching us who have stuck around to hear us babbling about all sorts of fun things on the break, they can already hear us, so you can flip the camera on whenever you would like, sir.
okay, let me,
The chaos only gets worse.
Yep. And just remember, everybody, keep in your thoughts, Rin your he this entire time.
Run
so.
your heat.
Yes. who Ray has publicly embarrassed now. So now I should publicly embarrass Ray and make him flirt with Sick.
Flirt with who?
Scalea.
Oh, the NPC. Yeah. it's
Sick.
on.
Sick is like the shortened version of her name that people use. So.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm drinking with her right now.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'm catching up.
We had a whole long conversation. You had a whole long conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they're
and-
just one drinking.
Everything pretty much occurred like simultaneously across the city. So like you were walking back as like Vander asked Scalea for a drink kind of thing. So we're back. I mean, technically we've been here the whole time, but hey, thank you guys for staying with us through the break, and I hope you enjoyed hearing us talk about everything from voice acting to Dungeons & Dragons TTRPG, and then I think there was some daddy talk while I wasn't here about certain characters. I heard loud laughter from this part of the studio, so maybe I'll go back and figure out what that was about, or maybe I won't. But thank you for sticking around. Hope you had fun listening to us and you got some snacks yourself and you're ready for the last half of tonight's episode. Yay, Unbreak. Yay, thank you, Anomaly, for subscribing and for being a 7-month subscriber. I will give you a hydrate even though you have not redeemed a hydrate.
We've been doing this for 7 months.
There was one earlier?
There was one at the beginning of the stream.
Oh, okay, well then that's the hydrate that I owed Anomaly. And she just, I knew that, yep. She just redeemed another hydrate. Thank you, Anomaly.
You could shut that stupid steam pump off. Remember that before we go.
As Sarah mentioned, we're all neurodivergent, so we need to be told to drink half the time. So we'll have 3 drinks in front of us, but we'll never actually drink them, especially if they're water.
So left to my own devices, I will perish naturally.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
So be trying.
Yeah, most of us wouldn't have survived like 200 years ago. It's like, nope, we wouldn't have made it this far. So we're lucky. But welcome back. We're still in break mode, apparently. But yes, let's get on to the second part of tonight's episode of the Prismatic Dragonfly Tavern. So we'll go ahead and pick up right where we left off at break, just fast forwarded like 10-15 minutes. You and Half Pint, you've bounced so much over Vinzor over the last couple days, like it's pretty easy to get from point A to point B for you now, at least for the major places that you've been. So you can make your way back to the very brightly colored building of the Brave Caterpillar. And you're not changing. You said you're going to change back into Sonia's appearance, right?
Once we make it back into there, yeah.
Okay, so discarding the like ratty trousers and shirt, and you have the
put it back in my backpack,
dress on
yeah.
underneath still.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Well, you make it back. You get some kind of odd looks in the street, but you think most of the odd looks are looking at Half Pint with the ridiculously gaudy dress and the fact there's a little cannon just going carrying the train through the street. So you get a lot of looks. Nothing else really happens, though, and you make it back to the tavern. When you walk inside and your eyes adjust, you see that on the stage is a pair of gnomes who are badly attempting to perform some sort of original song, and the screeching that they are producing immediately offends your very trained bardish ears. But they have drawn a small crowd of people that are listening to them. The Brave Caterpillar is decently busy at this time. It's about 2 in the afternoon now for everybody that's tracking the time until the event this evening. At the bar, you see Vander next to the elf that caused the scene, still in the ripped dress with blood on her lower legs and feet, and she is curled up on a bar stool and is sharing a drink, and the 2 seem to be animatedly talking. Looking around, you don't see any other members of the party, though.
I make a beeline for Vander.
Make a beeline for you, like, no.
Vander, I did a flirt.
What?
I did a flirt.
Good. Is that a good thing?
Yes, I learned how to flirt today.
Oh my gosh, high five!
Yeah.
Yes, she did a phenomenal job, actually. Completely melted them into butter. It was pretty impressive.
He was very racist, right? That's what he was doing? Is that what that was?
Yes.
I didn't really know those euphemisms.
I take back the high five.
Well, she did great. They were
They were
piece of
very
work.
racist.
So in lighter news, lovely to see you again. The gentleman that you have had an altercation with should be absconding town of their own free will, just in case that tickles your fancy. But I think we should
Their
go.
own free will?
Yeah, just a slight bit of
Is that why your friend was flirting with them?
I mean, basically, we just wanted to, get some information, and they got a little nervous, so they left.
I mean, as long
Everything
as
was fine. I think I scared him away with my flirt.
No, you did. You need this win, all right? You did fantastic.
I tried to call me Saudi and it didn't work.
It worked fine. I may have used some bardic tools at my disposal to sway them that being here was against their will to live.
Did you break their nose again?
No, I just put the fear of a very tall soldier-looking man in their heart.
All right. I mean, as long as you got them out of that bar and hopefully they leave the city.
Yes, but we are definitely interrupting, so I think we'll go and fill in Cass about the finer points of what that gentleman said.
But did you see the gnomes? Did you see them?
Yes, I can hear them. No matter how far I try.
I had tuned them out until you mentioned them again. That one keeps hitting certain high notes that just
It
send a
sounds
chill
so
down my spine.
good. I love it.
Oh, I mean, if that's your taste in music,
No,
I
it reminds me. No,
I'm not reinforcing this.
it reminds me of the machinery in Papa's lab.
That's actually a very nice burn, but I know you didn't mean it. Okay, we're gonna go up. We're gonna get far away from the music. I'm gonna get far. I walk away.
Are you gonna fall?
Yes, but only because I need to tell more people about the racism that I.
Did you know there's social issues?
Do you know people are racist? They have words for people that are mean. Okay, so then yeah, you two can walk away and head upstairs. You do have to pass right by the stage as you do that, though. So you happen to walk past as the male gnome screeches a horrific note on the violin that he's playing, and his voice cracks, and he takes a bow because somebody claps.
I hiss.
Oh, I
as I pass.
scream as I'm going up the stairs.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the Arakoa. It's a big hit with the Arakoa Reaper. One of their most famous plays. Well, you managed to hiss at them. Not that anyone notices, but you both can make your way upstairs. As you walk away, Stick looks to Vander. So, how did you end up with this group? Because you don't seem to be on the same level in certain ways.
They helped me on the road back in Orishire.
Did they rescue you or something?
In a way.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. And I'm not judging, it's just they're kind of hilarious in a certain light.
It's fun, right?
Right? I mean, and especially from your background, not to presume or anything, but just, you know what I mean.
I understand.
They're very entertaining in a certain way, though I am somewhat worried. I'm still worried about that plan, but as long as you think that you're going to be as safe as possible with it.
Yes, I plan to just do talking.
Leave the assassinating up to them.
Yes.
God, you're adorable. And upstairs, you two make it back to the room with Sani, who now has a bandaged wrist/hand, and Cass, who, what have you two been up to in the little bit of time that you've had? Did you get fancy for the party, or what's going on?
Yeah, we've been doing hair, makeup. They probably hear something awkward like, harder, Sonny, harder, as like, I'm lacing up my corset.
Hold up.
They would.
I go busting.
Like ready to knock. Just like cinching the corset.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello.
That seems uncomfortable.
It looks uncomfortable.
It's actually really good for upper body support and like keeping everything in check. Very important if you need to like swing an axe. You know, gotta have good posture, not blow out the back.
You say so.
Yes.
I don't understand how you breathe.
It's an acquired form.
Anaerobic.
Yeah.
So, fun news about Treetop.
That's racist.
No.
Most of Treetop is not racist.
So Vander may be a little bit more. Well, I mean, both of you would be probably a little concerned about this. The Furbolgs were from the Arkin clan, I believe it was, and they apparently are going to shake up all of Treetop, and it won't be recognizable within a year. So, I mean, we're doing things now. I just wanted to like put it out there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of racism.
Yeah, that checks out.
Half-Pint's learning a lot today.
I've never seen so much racism in one place.
I'm missing
shaken.
a lot of context about this Arkin clan. Yeah, Furbolgs, they may have killed Vander's family. At least that's what they're claiming.
The Vander's family is currently missing. My family's fine as far as we know.
Okay.
But a lot of royals ended up dead.
But they're going up the tree. is what they said.
Yeah.
That part I'm concerned about.
And it sounds like they have a plan.
Hopefully they won't be dealing with the Haven Snouts, is basically the takeaway.
Are
They can't draw power from the Xiphoid, can they?
I mean, technically you can, but the Xiphoid is very well protected.
They're going after the
well-
Xiphoid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what?
They want to charge for the services.
Of the Xiphoid, yeah. And mine it, and I think he said something about mining it, didn't he?
I
No!
don't recall, but I'm not exactly Xiphoid knowledgeable.
He didn't really seem to understand how they were going to do things to the Xiphoid, just that they would do things to the Xiphoid.
You had a very busy afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We told a lot of people about what we're doing. Hopefully not the wrong ones. How can you tell? How are you doing? You've got ritual did not go as well as I hoped, but
Is that blood on your lips, or is that makeup?
this is blood. Not well, like they can't reach the city. Uh-huh. Something is keeping them away.
Can
A god? Something in the keep is repelling them. They can't get any closer than maybe a few miles out to sea. The moment I could connect with them, I could see the castle, but they cannot get any closer. A god
Can I
can't get.
try to reach out to my god?
You can, yeah, as
Just
always.
while you guys are talking.
Yeah. Swear to God, you fucking roll on that 20 against Sarah. make Fade show up twice somehow.
Yeah, you know, gotta mess with the game somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Their attention is on us, and I believe they wish to help me. They just cannot get here. Something
Really?
I could have done.
I like that.
I rolled a natural 1, but it's +5.
Oh,
The other reason that would be hilarious. Gotcha.
So bad.
Specifically, how is Half Fight reaching out to Fade?
I'm just like,
She's sticking her hands in the black.
yeah, actually, I probably would go for like,
the pool's back to normal.
is there
Darn.
like a potted plant anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Sonny's
stick my
probably
hand in like a
wiped up
potted
all
plant.
the blood by now.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, Fade, I really need to talk to you again. I know this is weird, like,
Yep. And you dig your hand in, you focus, and there's just nothing.
yeah, no, this place is haunted. I can't reach Fade.
You literally met Fade, so that must be accurate. We're still doing this. We're right. I mean, we're saving my dad. We're gonna you know, everything's gonna be great, and
And
we're
going
gonna
to assassinate some furbolgs and save the Xiphoid.
I saw.
Furbolgs?
The Orky clan, right? That you said they were furbolgs?
Well, I mean, we'll kill them later. We've
right,
got a list.
Yeah, no, but they are on the list.
It's just a little concerning. We have a list.
That Rune Knight is still the highest on my list. I would like to go back for him now.
He is kind of a clear danger. Maybe not.
He's a butthole.
Yes. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was here.
Turned Kree into a
You know
cat.
you can will things like that into existence by vocalizing them, right? There are no gods here, Sonny, okay?
Quote of the night.
Listen, I think yeah, we stick to the plan, we get on the ship, and then we figure out where we're going from there.
Uh-huh.
So, everyone, let's get dressed and let's get going.
The only other thing I want to say is Fesby's going to speak with your father to see if the thing
Brow furrow.
I sensed something in the vision in the keep that might have been what's keeping them away. And it did not sound familiar to her, but she's going to ask Giovanni about it. Okay, and I can't use the Wand of Sending because this place is, just not tolerant of anything, apparently.
Cursed.
Yes, I would say, Okay, well, we're going to help an evil organization by taking down another evil organization and hopefully bring back gods to the land or something. This would make a great play if anybody could fucking understand what we're doing.
One day you will write this, and it will be a bestseller.
Okay, but really, I've been very intimidated. Giovanni was a really good playwright, and
But he's
Okay.
getting old, and you'll replace him.
he's
You can always
300
ask
years old.
Mummy.
Okay, fine.
Mummy would help you write.
We'll ask her.
Yeah, she'll help you write.
Okay. I'm already dressed, so you guys,
Yeah,
should I
same.
get Vander? He's having a rendezvous.
I think Vander's doing exactly
You
what
just
Vander
saw
needs
him
to be
drinking
doing.
at the bar with.
Where's Vander?
Oh, he's downstairs with this really cute elf with blue hair named Skalea.
Oh,
Googly
she's-
eyes.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
No, it was a little unexpected, but damn. Very soft.
Ray, check your Discord. Maybe not the best time, but
Wisdom save.
Well, considering that she doesn't want to help us with the assassination, I think the fact that she is having drinks with our prince shows that she's still friendly towards us.
yeah, that's good.
Friendly
I did not
or,
know
like,
about that. Told her
friendly?
about the assassination, and she didn't want to help part. Well, I told someone else about the assassination, and they didn't want to help either. So I think that's just a
They
common.
were real chill about it. It was fine.
You inlanders are all fucking weird. We're trying our best, son. I don't think we represent mainlanders very well.
It's true. I never really left home until now, so.
I'm a perfectly respectable example of a mainlander.
A little too ethical for most of them, but I mean,
But it comes with the profession.
You're getting a little more observant, at least.
Listen, I'm naive, but not dumb.
Hey, Bestie's not that naive. So I mean, we saved my dad, we saved your girlfriend, we saved the Vander's thing. You bring the gods back, and your mom helps me write a book. We're all good. We're all.
Sonny, I did a flirt. And it was I was told it was very convincing.
It was. Huh.
Yes.
I really did not expect that.
I used you as my keep
Oh God. It was tasteful. I mean, your taste. I mean, let's keep digging. Keep digging. Let's bring the gods back.
Suddenly I ship this.
So I guess the question is, am I better at flirting or is Cass better at flirting? Because now you've seen both of us do it and I need to kind of, adjust my technique.
You don't have to answer that, Cass. Sonia.
To be fair, I don't know if I've really seen you flirting.
I think that was flirting.
What? What was I doing with Fesby?
I may not have been paying attention.
See, so it wasn't
kind of
good.
like I don't
So
know who
it
Bestie is
wasn't
to
good.
me, so I'm kind of like a little,
So what you're saying is I'm just so natural at it, it just goes undetected.
I mean, she likes you. Like, don't get me wrong. She likes you. You're both great, and I'm not again socially not exactly genuine. So that's not easy for me to.
Seems like for a bard you should have a better understanding of these things.
It's complicated.
I guess that's why you're an intern.
I take back what I said about you being ethical. I'm going to get a drink before we get started tonight.
So on the hierarchy, it goes like Sonny, because I learned from Sonny, then it's me. And then down here, it's like Cass flirting. Where's Vander? Vander's probably like here. Yeah.
Honey, you said something about a drink? Yes, I think I would like to leave this conversation.
I'm going to join you in this. I am ready.
So is anybody taking any specific preparation while you're upstairs, though, for the party? Because it sounds like both Sonny and Cass are in the outfits and the guises that they will be wearing tonight. Half Pint already is as well. Vander's not there, so that pretty much just leaves you. Are you going to do anything specific up here?
I have a duster. Do I feel confident that my outfits could work as a makeshift Giovanni in a pinch? We already established that the duster's not identical to his or anything like that. But
Yeah,
I've
I
seen him
mean,
now.
yeah, you know for a fact after having seen him, like, sure, it's not a match and he's wearing, like, slightly different clothing, but you have the badge replica and it's a duster and you will sound and look just like him physically. So, yeah, nobody's going to be like, it's not the right duster or anything like that, so.
That's enough for contingencies. Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay. So, yeah, then you're going to look like Giovanni?
No, I have the backpack like ready to go.
Oh, ready to go. Okay, so what are you going to the party as, Sonia?
Oh, Sonia. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the herald of the prince.
The
of
prince.
Lord Malivander.
I love that you keep the notes on that so you can repeatedly look that up. It's not like his last name is that different from his name or anything like that.
Every time you're announcing him, you're just like, Lord Malivander.
I put it here somewhere.
Malivader. If it
Malivader.
ever seems like I don't know what I'm talking about, my brain don't work too good.
All right, so anything else that you guys want to... Well, actually... Yeah, anything else before you try to leave the room?
I have my little research notebook out, and I'm taking notes about the hierarchy of the flirting, and then I'm like, okay.
The hierarchy of the...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where Gaspard would fit, but I'm unsure because I've never seen Gaspard flirt as far as I know. So I'm just like, Gaspard, ? And I'm trying to like figure out where that would go.
We're gonna die one day. I'm gonna find your journal.
Be like, what is this?
Like at the top of the page, what makes a mommy?
Oh God.
And just a list of hypotheses that I'm slowly testing out.
Okay.
Now the main thing is Sonny's just making sure that she's got some of the things she brought with her packed up and ready to go on her person, since there's a decent chance they will not be coming back to this room once they go to the keep.
Yeah, this is your save point. Make sure you have enough ammo and health potions, and that you are well rested.
Has anyone found the green herbs?
Yes.
I think that's for after the party.
Depends on what game you're playing.
I mean, yes, it does. Elf root is
Yes.
what I was thinking of from Dragon Age. Yeah, yeah, elf root. All right, so then you guys are ready to head out then?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're heading downstairs to get a drink is what you're doing, but...
Yeah, just waiting for our escorts to the keep.
Okay, cool. Well, it's like 2:30 now, so you still have time. Are you going to go downstairs, relax, and chill out till Giovanni/Fesfi, whoever's coming for you, shows up? Or is there anything else that you're going to want to do in that time, or conversations that you want to have, etc.?
I think I'm going to ask probably like the closest soldiery looking person if there's a place where I could do some quick practice shots with my gun.
Since you've been in the city a little while, you know with the sound it makes, not to mention the blast of the impact, that you would need to either go back outside the city or go into the corpse mine, because there's nowhere that's going to muffle that sound, and if you fire it, you're going to have people coming after you. So
Okay, I just want to test some stuff out, so I'll be back in like how long is it gonna take me to get out of the city? Like, I'll be back in like an hour. Be fine. We have plenty of time.
I feel like how many things can go wrong? I mean, okay. Should someone go with you?
No, I'm gonna take peanut butter stout.
Should someone else go with you?
I mean, I don't. If you'd like to, anybody is welcome to join me. I just, I'm gonna go shoot some stuff, and I know you don't like the sound.
I mean, I don't like a lot of things. I'm gonna, just in case. Okay, we're Gaspard and Half-Pint going on another adventure. Let's just let's go shoot your gun.
Yeah, we'll go shoot my gun.
okay, so everybody else is going downstairs for a drink. You two are going to stay in the outfits that you are, and you're just going to go back outside the city.
Yes.
Are you exiting the city in your get-ups?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see
That's a
any.
good plan.
That absolutely would not change. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to do it in this dress, so I'm gonna practice in this dress.
I mean, Sonia can leave the city. Like this. I'm the help.
Yeah, but
I'm an intern.
there is a question of getting back in this close to the gala when security's super tight.
They'll
Oh,
let
that
me
won't
in.
be hard.
Yeah.
You might
I have my
also be
backpack.
watched, and then they'll be like, "Huh, you showed up and you did something shifty beyond the city limits."
None of this crosses my mind.
Let's maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not that smart. Unless you guys tell us. Like,
Yeah, telling you that.
Let's not add more complications. It's already. I was trying to. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Yeah, let's. I've seen you shoot a ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and that was great. You did destroy that tree.
My concern is, well, okay, fine. I'll just do some like body wind-ups to make sure that I know how it's gonna feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go outside with my gun, like outside the building. I'm not gonna shoot it. I'm just gonna
Gentle calisthenics.
do calisthenics with the gun.
Could use a room for that.
Yeah, just aim at our window.
Around in front of the cards.
They don't know what it is. They're really dumb. I don't.
They do have guns here. I mean,
They're-
they're very bad cards. We haven't seen any evidence to that.
They're racist.
That was the
Yes, it means
problem.
they don't need much excuse.
I guess everybody.
Mm.
Okay, so this is happening then?
Oh
We are heading
boy.
to a party.
So,
I need the actual sequence of events that is going
yeah,
to
the
happen.
actual sequence of events is Sonny trying to talk me out of going out there with
Okay.
the gun. Fine. Okay, I'll just move around in here like I have the gun because it's not safe to like fling the gun around inside.
What,
We've done that
what if you
already.
did that up in your room?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go practice in my room.
That way the surprise is not ruined for anyone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It will be a big surprise. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, but question. How do I hide do I just bring the gun? Do I hide the
I
gun?
think Giovanni's making arrangements.
Yeah, he's gonna get us into the.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because somehow I'm getting a battle axe in there.
Well, I mean, I could try wearing it in like a corset holster. But that seems like a lot of time.
This is like
wasted.
3 feet long, right?
Yeah. Like strap it across my back. It just looks like an
Giovanni knows
accoutrement.
that giving the gun isn't important, and he knows how to get things in there. So.
Okay. Yeah, I go up to my room and I practice like moving around with the gun.
Okay. Chromebeard and Cardia never would have really taught you drills with it per se, other than just using it. So I assume that like Half Pint's like making this up as she goes kind of thing to work on it. Okay. But you're in the room at least doing this, and you're still wearing your dress.
Yes. And the
Paints
cannon
a
is still
beautiful
carrying my
mental
train.
picture that I love. Awesome. And then everybody else is going back downstairs?
Yeah.
And you're just going to be waiting.
Yeah.
Primarily. Like waiting, talking.
Yeah. At this point, it feels like there's nothing we can really do that's not just adding complication. Are the gnomes still playing?
The important question. Yes, you get down there and they've transitioned from the songs that they were playing, and the male who squeaked that note when you walked by is going off in a very high-pitched voice trying to tell one of the tales that you know by heart, like one of the stories that you wrote, one of the very popular ones, and is butchering all the details in it.
So I'm
Still
gonna
has a big
flag
crowd.
Down,
Has a big crowd.
Yeah, I'm gonna flag down a server. I'm gonna be like, this is 20 gold. You keep 5. Give the 15 to them and ask them to leave.
So you get a server that you haven't met before. It's not the one lady that you've talked to a bunch, but he grabs it and he looks at it and then looks at you and says, "Really, five for me?
Is that not enough?
No,
Sonny, is
I
that
mean, no, that's fine. But like, are you just a big fan or something? I'm sure you could talk to them. You know, they're really approachable."
I don't want to approach them.
I think they want them to stop.
Yeah, sure.
You can pick anyone else in this tavern and have them replace them.
Oh, there's a long line of people. Like, yeah,
Fantastic.
Thank you. And like, you see him he pulls it out in front of you, and like puts the 5 gold in his pocket, and he walks over and interrupts the gnome, like over by the stage, and the gnome smiles broadly and like slips the pouch into his shirt and goes, "Thank you all so much for what a great crowd you've been. We'll be back tomorrow night. We're gonna go ahead and take a break for now, but thank you." And they get a round of applause from everybody.
That was not the demon and the dragon.
And they get their applause and they get off stage, and a pair of very weary-looking tiefling men get up on the stage who kind of like glare at the gnomes as they go by, and they start playing like a really gentle song on a dulcimer together, which is way better than what they were just doing to everybody in the bar.
Sonny's glancing at the bar to just try to spot Vander. It's like, okay, so what is going on with Vander from what I've heard?
Well, so you guys walk downstairs. This happens. So like immediately as you see the gnomes, I assume you're just like,
Yeah.
So that happens like at the bottom of the stairs. Half Pine's upstairs, so the three of you are standing there. The tavern has filled up a little bit more, but it's still like a late lunch crowd, and you have the tieflings playing. There's about 4 or 5 people lined up after them that are kind of sitting in the chairs near the stage. You still see Vander in the same spot at the bar. It looks like they've had a couple ales or something like that, but they're just over there talking, and then there's other people at the bar and stuff. So that's the scene.
Yeah, they're, I mean, hey, we who are about to die, salute you, or whatever, salute her, I don't know.
They really didn't think Vander had it in him.
I didn't think Vander
Literally
was
just
royalty.
drinking at the bar, Jesus.
Neurodivergent.
That's a big step.
So what do you guys
I mean,
do?
it's more social interaction from Vander than Sonny's seen him do all week. So,
But if you ever really tried to talk to Vander,
Yeah, we had a night out. All about parent
you
issues,
two did,
but
yeah, you two went through it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god.
So that's what you see. What are you all gonna do?
I'm waiting.
So just standing there at the bottom of the stairs in front of the stage waiting
We're
for
getting,
4 hours?
we're
Go to
getting
the
a
bar.
table.
I don't know that unless you tell
I mean, Sonny said she was coming down here to get drinks.
me. Okay.
What do you think we're doing for 3 hours? Just standing in this.
I don't know, player. Tell me what you're doing for 3 hours.
But yeah, just kind of like, absolutely just a drink, take the anxiety down a tiny little bit thing,
Okay.
and just
Well-
otherwise try to make sure it's like, okay, so what else could I possibly need to go over, but I don't think there's anything.
Okay. Well, then your normal table is still free. So you can take the small little table over in the corner that you guys have been using since you came to the Brave Caterpillar a day ago. A lot of action packed in that short time frame. And yeah, the bar is fully open. You can get drinks, you can get food. It sounds like everybody just probably wants some drinks right now.
I'll take a juice.
A juice? I mean, they do have different juices, so I have full menus for these places. Don't come at me like this.
I
If
will
you
ask
want
the server
juice-
for a juice.
A juice. Is that the theme of tonight? And a assassination, a flirt, a juice. Yeah, they if you don't specify, you're going to get a really bright pink juice it's just really fruity and tastes great, and you never had it before. So
Between the gnomes leaving and this juice, I feel pretty confident about today.
Good.
Okay. All right. So time passes. So you're sitting there at about 2:30, and you're gonna wait until 6 o'clock. So just having drinks, idle chit chat, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Can I get a perception check from the three of you?
14?
14.
13.
12.
There's those lower rolls.
It's not even like lower.
I mean, considering how many nat 20s is there in tonight?
It's like 4.
At least 5.
At least 5. All right, so time passes, and eventually, as the sun is starting to get low in the sky, you see a familiar figure slip through the doors of the Brave Caterpillar. They are now wearing knee-high black boots that have been polished to a bright sheen, very finely tailored clothes with a pair of dark gray trousers, bright white ruffled shirt, and kind of a suit jacket, more of like a suit jacket instead of the duster. And he has freshly shaved, styled his hair, and looks much more like the Giovanni that some of you know. And he has the kind of, not fake smile, but it's definitely the performer's smile, you know, that a well-trained bard would always have on. And he walks into the Brave Caterpillar and, you know, makes a couple gestures at people he knows, stops for a conversation with one of the barkeeps, but eventually he makes his way over to your table and regards you all with like the kind of like practiced smile, and then grabs the chair, spins it around, and sits down on it, and just looks at the three of you.
So what's new? Good to see you again.
Have you caused any trouble while I've been gone?
Of course.
Cree.
What? We had to make preparations.
And just what preparations did you make?
I think we made some friends, and we made some enemies decide that this wasn't worthwhile, and hopefully made the event a little bit better.
All right.
Nothing too bad.
Well, the city is not on fire, so I assume that you haven't been up to that many things while we've been gone.
It is better than the proposed alternative, yes.
Well, you all look wonderful. I suppose you're still on for the plan then?
Yes.
Where's the one with the gun? Half pint.
She wanted to practice moving with the weapon in her dress, so she's up in the room still.
She's not firing it, I
You would
take
know
it.
if she was.
That's kind of what I thought. Moving with the weapon? Whatever, it's not my type of gun anyway, so I assume she's ready otherwise, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing weird
Hydrate.
about this at all.
Agree. It's been a long time since we've done a job together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it has been many years, I still feel like I can read you pretty well. You seem nervous.
My part's easy. Frankly, the let's say the device that we're nullifying, little shaky on the validity of that part of the plan. But aside from schmoozing with some noble brat, I mean I'm totally good with my part.
All right.
Do you possibly have a spare outfit
What do you mean?
like this? Do you have like this get up, and just in case I have to?
I have an entire wardrobe, yes. Why do you need some of my clothes?
I need identical clothes. I mean, I don't need them. I mean, just if you have them.
You're gonna impersonate me?
I mean, if I have to leave, I'm not gonna like, hi, I'm Giovanni, but
I mean, as long as you do it, before we try to jump them. Because afterwards, it wouldn't be a good disguise to use.
I was hoping you wouldn't have to. I mean, I guess.
We'll see. Hopefully, most of us can slip away, but you know how these sorts of things tend to go. Not that we've ever done one of these specifically. But
I was gonna say no. I mean, I know the written parts of this. I know.
Yeah, but
I know
the time that you tried to hawk the plays, the new plays outside of that tavern, and how many people did we have chasing us after that?
I mean, that wasn't orchestrated as in like the city, trying to the fortifications and the everything. I mean,
I'm gonna
Vander
order
made a friend.
another juice for
They'll bring another exact one over. You did fine in that job. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that. I'm just saying that there's always complications with the jobs. You know that. No matter how practiced the con is, no matter how well thought out the job is, there's always something that comes up. So just stay on your toes. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want any of you to get hurt. Ideally, this is clean, but things like this never really are clean.
Yeah, manage as best we can.
So I schmooze, start a little altercation. You help me.
Did you have any luck
disappear.
finding a diplomat to help you out? That was your whole plan of finding somebody that could.
We have one who is not going to stop us.
And another one who's watching.
All right. So, kind of a bust then on that front.
I mean, if we need to hide in a crowd, we at least know who we can, hide with.
I mean, having friends is always a good thing. So as long as you're sure you can trust these people that you talk to, hopefully you didn't tell them that you're planning to assassinate a leader or anything like that.
No, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's just a light hinting.
Yeah.
Yes, a light hinting.
But I mean, one is like a former rogue and part of a crime boss organization, so she'll be really great if things go down.
Who did you talk to that fills that criteria? They don't sound trustworthy.
Oh no, she's lovely. Look, the blue elf over with the Vander. Yes, Galea. She's adorable.
You turn to look and they're not there anymore. And he goes, I think I saw Vander with someone outside when I walked up. They were moving away from here.
Vander, where did you go?
He can't hear you.
Vander found his own mommy.
Oh my god.
Influence on all of you. I mean, it can't be much worse than any of the rest of us, but I mean, I'm more here to make enemies and just make sure that those enemies feel that other enemies are their more important enemies, and you know, we'll be fine.
No, I have every faith that you can do your part, Cree, as always. You don't.
So you're gonna get us in.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
And anyone else have any questions?
Well,
It's a very
Sonny had
normal thing
one
we're
in a
doing.
roundabout way that Pesfi told me about, and I have no idea what you saw. As far as I know, it's the same as Fesfi, even though I have a little more access to the Haven South than she does. They have rooms full of artifacts and, different things they've plundered or made and collected. Probably had some donated to them over the years, but nothing of any note, nothing that would shield them from the sort of magic that a god could produce or someone that follows them, as far as I know. But especially given the descriptor of a purple orb, there's nothing that I know of, so I'm sorry I don't have any advice on what that was.
It's unfortunate. What color is your orb? It's the green one usually. Okay.
It could be a fluke. It could be one of the traveling diplomats having something on them too. Hopefully none of them wield that sort of power, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a demigod or something nearby keeping an eye on things. Maybe. You know how the gods can be fickle, to say the least. But
And no mine are nearby. They just can't come closer.
that's one riddle I don't have the answer to, sadly. But I can get you in to the keep. I'll be able to slip you in with some of the servants. Don't worry, you don't have to change or anything like that, but you'll just come in as my personal guest, and the wait staff. I've known them a very long time, and most of the people that work for the Haven Snouts, even if they're loyal fanatics, hate them to some extent. And many of us have banded together in camaraderie, I guess you could say. So I can get you in. The harder part is going to be getting Half Pint into position. Once we're inside, Fesfi will be the one to take her. And we'll have to dodge some patrols, and it shouldn't be too hard, especially with Fesfi. And she'll get her up to the tower where she should have a view of the Haven Snouts, where they'll be presenting. So it sounds like the plan is still mostly, as previously discussed, you'll cause a bit of a scene, Half Pint will get in position, I suppose you two will be supporting, and then...
Make it easier for Kree to escape after they cause a scene.
Yes. The scene is started, and then at that point, the Haven Snouts are exposed on their shielded platform. You have started a scene to divert attention, and then Half Pint takes the shot.
Maybe I should go with Half Pint and Fesfi in case they need some extra assistance getting out afterwards.
I'm not going to stop you. It's up to you how you want to execute this plan for the most part. I will tell you, Fesfi will get her up and get her out. If there's one other human being besides myself and Kree that I can count on for that sort of thing, Fesfi is definitely that one.
I'll play it by ear, see how things
I may be realizing one small hitch in the plan. If I find a Haven Snout and I want to impersonate them,
Yes.
how do I get them out of the picture? Because I'm not exactly.
Are you thinking incapacitation or murder?
Incapacitation's fine.
I figured.
I can help you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No,
A sharp hit to the back of the head tends to do wonders, but your friends,
Especially with a battle axe.
preferably the blunt side.
Yes, exactly. You get it.
Okay, but trauma is seriously like a. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah.
One
okay,
less
yeah.
person in the power vacuum we're about to create.
The what?
The power vacuum.
You've thought a lot about this. Okay.
Yeah.
I think at this point I come down from my room and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And I go straight towards Giovanni.
Oh, half pint.
You look so strong.
Why, thank you. I do hear that quite often, but every time I hear it, it does bring a smile to my face.
Do you work out a lot?
I do, actually. Good gods.
Gaspard, you said that. Or I guess Sonia. We gotta get in the habit of that. You said half pint was better than me.
I did not say half pint was better than you. I said I don't recall watching you.
Oh, were you giving lessons on flirting, Tree?
I will point out I seduced this man at one point.
I
Oh,
was waiting for
really?
someone to say that, and that's why I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, so
So
my flirting is fine. Right, Giovanni?
I can also probably seduce him. I don't know what you're talking about.
You seduced me, Cassiana?
I helped with the situation.
yes, it's usually a choice between two people. Okay, hold on.
So what I'm hearing is she didn't seduce you, which
No.
means if I seduce you,
I
then
seduced
will-
Chromebeard. Or Cardia.
Yeah.
Both.
No,
Listen,
you know they love
listen.
each other so much that won't work.
Oh my.
There is no reason to seduce anyone's daddies.
Yes.
We
Okay,
have a
but I
plan.
have to because they both.
Tell you what,
Vander
So
also
Arthur is
wants
back
to
on the
kiss you.
table. We're just gonna.
no. Tree. I never knew that flirting would, this kind of innocent flirting would fluster you so much.
I think it's less the flirting and more who the object of it is.
I know, but they should be able to keep a poker face.
I can keep a poker face, but I spent a lot of time with these people.
Hmm.
Yes, it's.
That just means you have that much longer to get back at them then.
They can't seduce mommy or daddy, so it'll be fine.
I mean, I think you will note I have been very well behaved around your father ever since I found out he was your father.
I haven't been, and I put my hand like as close to him as I can get.
I'm also being very respectable.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I might just start making
And
out
your
with you right now, Tree.
mustache. You seen his mustache?
It's quite glorious, yes. I love you. I love you. This is just a joke.
I'm debating. I'm conflicted.
I could be your mommy.
Cree.
I'm a lot more inspired to complete the event that have been planned for today.
Good.
Okay. Yes.
Humor is always a good thing, especially before something that has the potential to go this bad. Remember, these are the moments that you should live for. And just seduce your father. I mean, it's easy how to get back at her at
slap
this
him.
point. So you slap him. He goes, "Oh, what? You don't think you could seduce him? I bet you could."
Oh, I thought that was humorous.
Oh, that's how you respond to humor.
It's slapstick.
I'm done.
That was good. I see you're teaching me the thing that you agree.
Yeah, I think Sonia just like her makeup's all smudged at this point, like tearing from like just laughing, but like not a good laugh.
Yeah.
Can I buy you a drink?
You know, normally I would say yes, but we need to get going. So, I'll tell you what, we survive, you can buy me a drink.
Okay, all right. I will buy your father a drink when we are done.
Okay.
That is the optimism we need.
All right.
But also, where did Vander go?
Vander's probably dead.
Not very rapidly.
Well, he's not here, and he was with a person, so that person must have killed him.
You have object
Wait, you
permanence?
said... No, she's neurodivergent. Leave her alone.
Oh my god.
Wait, you said that she was with a diplomat, or he was with a diplomat, right?
Yes.
Then he's probably working on your mission, right?
But
Or canoodling.
Stop it, that's the code word.
You have a code, I'm not asking.
yeah, but also, but
It's not worth knowing.
Sonia is the prince's herald and needs to announce him properly. So it's like inappropriate that they're not together right now.
I mean, or you just play a different role. He could be working another angle. He had this plan of talking to diplomats, and if he was talking to her, they seemed like they were having standard conversation. They were headed towards the diplomat area.
Does sending work in this godforsaken city?
Sending?
Spell.
Of course. I mean, I've never tried myself, but when well, no, I have used a scroll of it a time or two to talk to different people. It does, yeah. Why would you ask that?
Because I've tried to reach you before.
And you didn't. Well, that makes sense.
We're not going to go back to that.
He
I
goes
take
like
out a
this
wand.
and pulls out one of the barrel occluders of Matilda's.
Oh, fuck. Was Vander wearing one of those? Oh, well, that's not going to work.
I'm sorry, I typically keep this thing in so I can't be influenced, and I
No.
only take it out when I do sending.
Should we be wearing those? When we go inside,
I
maybe.
don't know if you're going to be targeted by people with telepathy and spells, so no, I don't think you need to wear one, but if you have them, they're very few have.
Matilda gave us a few.
Oh. Well, then wear them. I mean, if you want, but if you rely on a way to communicate with each other, then maybe not. But
I'd say we don't wear them, so that way you can contact us.
Yeah, I think that might be for the best if we don't. Canoodling.
what is with this canoodling?
We're getting better. Anyway,
It's a long story. It was.
It's our safe word.
It was a word to say if we
Safe
need to
word.
remove the occluders.
Interesting word of choice, but all right.
It's.
Sonny has a
Something to
lot
do
of
with you
issues some of
canoodling,
the
apparently,
decisions.
with the blush that's in your cheeks. What was that?
Sonny has a lot of issues with the words that we have chosen, like our group name, our code name.
Doesn't like our crest.
Yeah, Sonny's
Mm.
actually just very judgmental.
Even though the feature of the crest is Heta.
I'm sure Heta is very happy about that.
Well,
I am a very good artist, though. I will have you know, maybe I will draw you sometime.
I mean, please.
Once we're on the ship,
Yes. Oh, man, we'd be with Sykes, wouldn't we?
it'll be fine.
So apart from spending a large amount of time looking for them or putting Heta back in the sky, I think Vander may have abandoned their post potentially, and we should just operate under that.
They were with a diplomat. You were trying to get someone on your side. Why don't you think he's working that angle?
He could be. It's just that wasn't discussed, and so therefore we just.
Because you seem
Probably
like the
canoodling.
group that discusses everything, Kree.
Or dead.
As much as I love you.
Yes, it's
We
really
have planned
not
a lot.
Yes, I've been trying to get them to do this.
And I
What
think it
plan?
worked. Yes.
I feel like we spend a lot of time planning, and then we come up with a lot of plans, and then nobody chooses a plan, and that's not our
Yeah,
fault.
we have moved very far from arson and just basically like impersonating everybody until we take this entire town down. So I think we're doing pretty good.
I mean, considering you were the one that came up with most of the cons that we ran, you've always been confident. So I assume you know what you're doing.
This is a little bit different than taking someone's hotel room.
Perhaps, but that was the first stepping stone that eventually led you here. And even if it is more complicated and the stakes are higher, it's still a basic con, Kree. You're making people believe a certain thing to get something else.
Yes, but usually you want to make sure that they don't follow you, not that they can't follow you.
Obviously.
All right.
It's called a pep talk.
Excuse me. They're extremely peppy.
So Vander's gone. Let's go.
Vander is probably helping you from afar. I don't know why you would jump to such conclusions.
I'm not saying they're dead. They said they were dead. I'm just saying that they're not with us.
All right, keep your voice down. Don't want anyone to overhear.
We should just proceed, and Vander knows what we are doing. We just have to trust that he is working to help us.
Exactly. And I bought a bugle for nothing. I hand the bugle to Chipon.
It's like, is this what you play now?
I don't play.
They were going to be
Oh,
Vander's
the herald. Oh, I see. Well, you don't need to do anything that complicated. Don't worry about it. So you can just get into the party through the staff entrance with me, mingle, see who you can find.
What
Works
do you
for
need
me.
that bugle for the distraction?
I'll find another way.
The
The
I've
bugle
bugle
is not panned out.
Kree is excellent at making distractions. So one of the
they're
best.
very distracting.
Say what?
They are very distracting.
I meant more the fact that they are one of the best improv prone individuals that I know, not to mention the quick changes of the costumes and the faces. They're
See what they do with a dispel magic wand.
Mm-hmm.
spell magic.
We'll tell you about it as we walk there.
Oh yeah, have you seen an evil little dwarf man?
What?
I not particular. Does the evil dwarf man have a name?
Does the evil dwarf man from the bakery have a name, guys?
Sonny never
He
heard
did
it.
at some point.
Yeah.
The papers go.
Half-Pint would absolutely not remember that.
I don't remember what
I'm
the
just waiting to see if the new one has it.
Yeah, Sonny was not involved in the
Khalil!
conversation.
Khalil, you did have it! Ah! No, the name Khalil doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, well, he's a bad dwarf,
All right.
and he
If I
deserves
ever
to have
find
his
a
hand
dwarf
shut
named
off.
Khalil,
Well, if I could shape change, I could look like him, but I don't think that's pertinent now. If it turns out that he's important, I swear, never mind.
he pushes back from the table and stands up and tugs on his jacket. Well, we're all ready to attend a ball then. All right. Well, good luck to each and every one of you, and especially us as a group. And I hope to be sharing a drink with all of you.
No, just me.
All right. Sharing a drink with Half-Pint with all of you nearby on Sykes' ship when this is said and done. But if everything goes tits up, make sure that you try to get out with as many of your lives as possible. Fesvi and I will be able to cover, hopefully, your escape if it worst comes to worst.
Well, hopefully it does not come to that. And hopefully this time you don't have to jump off the boat.
There's always a certain style to exiting ships that way, in my opinion. This would be more of a burning castle falling on me, I feel, and it's not as epic. Wouldn't do well in song, but we have vested interest in seeing this to the end. You all do in a way, but not the same as us. So if it all goes wrong, get out. You have things to live for. You don't have the burden that we do, and just, you don't have to die here, is what I'm trying to say. So keep that in mind.
It's a pep talk. We're gonna do this.
You are going to do this. Now, come on. Let's go to a party. And he turns around and leads you out of the Brave Caterpillar. All right. So you guys make your way through the streets of Vinzor as the sun is barely a flicker in the sky, as it gets closer and closer to the ball at the Haven Snout estate. As you walk through the streets, it's the most deserted you've seen this town yet, and you've been out at night, and it's just because of this, the fact that there's multiple academies here and plenty of the populations, one of the larger populations you've been to, there's always somebody out. But right now, the whole city is almost still in a way, with all of the street lamps lit. It is polished to a pristine finish almost, the pathway that you take to the estate, and you see so many of the diplomats, the guests, the bodyguards, and probably a lot of locals that were invited for one reason or another, streaming towards the ivory white castle precariously perched atop this cliff. And you get not swarmed in a bad way, but like you quickly get like crunched into the crowd with everybody else that's going that way, and you just flow through the city, and you get to see a lot of, I mean, any culture is going to be represented here tonight. You see so many different colors. You even see representatives of some of the more disliked nations and powers, and you see a little bit of everything, and everybody is incredibly civil to each other, at least. And as you approach the keep, the drawbridge is down and people are streaming inside, going through multiple lines where guards are checking pieces of paper to see if they have invitations. Giovanni quickly gestures to you all, and you split off a couple blocks before and sweep around to the right of the castle. And he leads you through a series of dark alleys, and then you eventually come upon this outlet that has rows of wagons in it. And for a moment, you might feel uneasy about it because these wagons look just like the ones that you saw at the Invisible Vial. But without breaking stride, he continues on, walks past them, and throws open a door where bright light streams into the dimly lit alley, and you are smacked in the face with the wonderful, intense smells of a full kitchen running at maximum capacity. And he glances inside, you hear him talk to someone, and then he gestures towards all of you and to come in.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
So one by one, you stream into the Haven Snout's kitchen. Off to the side, bottom right side of their rather large keep. He closes the door and you find yourself swept up in the activity of this kitchen as you stand near him. And they have about 50 different chefs working right now on a multitude of different meals. Everyone down here looks like they are like chefs or servants, and you don't see the sign of like anybody wearing the crests or guards or anything like that. And nobody even glances at all of you. Like one person just kind of nods at Giovanni, but everybody else is just working. All right. So we can't stay together once we get up there. I am needed by their side pretty much all night. I think I've told you everything I can tell you at this point. You're going to see me near them the entire time. I'll be trying to keep my distance because of a certain event that is going to happen. They do have the constructs with them as their guards. The shield will be up. If you need to get a hold of me, he pops out the occluder and drops it in the pocket. Tell me what's going on. I'll try and help as best I can from my position, but I will be standing right next to them, so I may be limited. So I wish you all the luck in the world.
Same on the other side.
Well, hopefully. He gestures over to one curved stairwell. That's going to lead directly up to the second floor, Half Pint. Fesfi's waiting for you at the top of that, and she'll take you to one of the nearby towers. All of you, come with me. We're going to get you to the main floor, and then I'm splitting off to see the Haven Snouts, all right? Any final questions?
Half
Nothing
Pint, do you
important.
want me to go with you?
I think Fesfi's fine. I
I
don't
mean, if
think
you want, if it's up to you how you do this.
Oh, right. Yes, I am supposed to. Yes.
The
Okay.
bonk.
We discussed it.
there's some bonking.
Some incapacitation.
No murder,
No murder.
other than the disgust murder.
This is why she's going upstairs.
You still vouch for them, Cree?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's
Cree's
go.
my best friend, so I don't see why you don't trust me.
You couldn't have chose a better best friend, and that's one of why I do trust all of you, is because Cree is a very good judge of character. So, all right. Well, Half Pint. We'll see you hopefully after on Sykes' ship, and otherwise, may your aim be true.
Cool. I just go barreling up the stairs. like,
Okay.
yes.
This is just, it's just a hole in the ceiling. It's just a tree. All right. This is you can aim. You can do this. It's no big deal either way. And I do believe in you. Okay. I give you bardic inspiration for the next 10 minutes.
I'd say if Bless lasted longer than 1 minute.
Right. Yeah.
You have 10 minutes to conduct this whole operation now.
Yeah. just for the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after that, Half Pint heads up the stairway, and you watch her bright train vanish up the stairs. And a couple flights later, you see Fesfi, standard guard outfit still, and she just smiles when she sees you, and she goes, "You have everything you need?"
Yeah.
All right. Well, come with me. It's going to take us a little bit to get to the tower because the guard patrols here are very regular due to their paranoia. I can get us past most of them, but we might have to sit in a room or two and wait a few minutes to get past.
Or we could conk them. I have recently learned that you can conk people.
Oh, well, I mean, we can conk them. There's a lot of them, though, and they're usually 4 at one time, so I don't think we have enough conking to go around.
I think though that Cass would find it really hot if you did some conking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She's into that sort of thing?
I think so. She's
will remember
actually
that.
downstairs conking right now.
Everyone's wingmatting Cass now. you see Sonia. You know what? Maybe you should go with
I just have this weird metagaming feeling.
No, Gaspard, I'm Sonia. I'm here to protect you.
That's
Well,
probably
we
the
can-
right play.
We can figure out the conking as we go, but we need to go because this floor is clear for a little bit. So
Okay.
you have your gun, everything?
Yeah, I have gun. I have this guy like just dropped my train. I'm good.
All right, come with me. And she leads you down one of the hallways of the lush interior of the Haven Snout Castle. Giovanni takes the rest of you up the other set of stairs, which is a very short step, and it leads up to like a side entrance into the main entryway, and he lets you slip through the door, not anybody glancing your way. And as soon as all of you step out into this area, you are now 50 feet away from the main courtyard of the Havensnout estate, and you are overwhelmed with the gaudiness of this interior, because who knows what it used to be? Who knows what this castle looked like before? But not only is everything painted that annoying bright white ivory color, but they have all sorts of gems and artifacts glittering the hall that leads into this main courtyard, with a very gaudy, overdone dragon fountain in the middle of it that is spilling this rainbow-like water out of its mouth with ruby eyes, and you can just tell that they probably plundered a lot of this as you stand there, and the crowd like kind of pushes past you, and you're back in the sea of the diplomats, Giovanni vanishing moments after you walk through the door.
Cass? Cass? Yeah. This clashing assault of the eyes. We could not let these people take Orshire.
No, especially if they're this fond of dragons. Are we sure they're not dragons?
I don't think everyone bad is dragons.
I mean, that's a little presumptive about the dragons, too.
Ugh, okay. All right. Yeah. No, they go down.
As you eventually move forward with the crowd and get into the courtyard, you clearly see what Giovanni has prepared you for, where there is one of the higher rooms in the main tower of the keep spills out onto a massive kind of overhanging balcony that is gaudy like everything else, with large tapestries hanging from it with the symbol of the Havensnout family. No one's up there yet, but you can now kind of put the pieces together of how he described the layout to you. And twisting around, there are 6 different towers that make up this kind of like misshapen castle. Half Pint could be going to any of them. You probably have a good guess, because one of them is a bit closer than the others, like by a little bit, but you can kind of put together how all of the pieces are going to slot into place now. The diplomats continue to pour in, and eventually food is going to be served around this kind of garden area. There's performers playing in all the corners of it, like very light, soft, non-offensive music. And people are starting to mingle, but it's probably going to be filling up for some time still with everybody that you saw headed up here. So you guys are in the main area, and you are in the Havensnout's keep, ready to try and assassinate their leaders.
Do we see Vander?
Roll a perception check.
Do I see a blue-haired gnome?
Roll a perception check. You looking for her?
Uh-huh. 15.
15?
12.
12?
Okay.
Okay.
We tried.
No sign of Vander. No sign of the blue hair either, if you were looking for who he was last seen with. So that would stand out even more than Vander. Well, I mean, his porcelain arms actually would too, so you have a lot to go off of, but you don't see anything right now. God damn it, Joe. So you look around. You look around, and you do see the blue-haired gnome, and she's way off to one side, first in line to get some of the food over at one of the buffet areas. Are you going to do anything?
Telepathically, I'm so glad that you came.
She had just pulled down like a plate, and it loaded up with food, and as you do that, she like jerks and drops it and like looks around and just goes like at the crowd and brushes her dress off. Just messing with her.
My apologies. I assumed you were that was unintentional. Any word back from your patron?
Back in your head. I sent a word to Anomaly. I haven't heard anything back. She is out on business right now with her dragon, so she's hard to reach. But I'm sure she got the message.
Anomaly says what in chat? Interesting. And yet you still came.
Yes, because the anomalous conglomerate still has a vested interest in making sure that the Haven Snouts don't suddenly get support from other countries and start pushing their agenda. We talked about this. I sent a message to Anomaly and asked if she wanted us to directly intervene or what her instructions are. But as I said, she is hard to reach.
No, completely understandable. But, should we permanently resolve that situation for you?
We've got Anomaly's answer.
So what was, oh, that she's hard to reach? Oh, to eat. Wait, I'm suddenly getting a message from the boss.
I have impeccable timing.
Yeah, and a hydrate if you have. Oh, I do have water.
If we were to permanently resolve that situation and, you know, make your job here obsolete, in a good way, beneficial. I'm not doing any of these gestures, of course. Is there any chance that we could count on you for assistance in just maintaining our survival?
Making sure you get out of here alive?
Yeah, if you have an opportunity.
I can't promise anything, but considering my loyalties and my patron, she would encourage me to cause and sow chaos. So I might not be able to directly protect you, but considering what Anomaly would want in the situation, I am more than prepared to cause chaos that may be beneficial to you.
Fantastic. And as time is in essence, do you probably see any of the lesser Haven Snouts around that you could point in their direction?
I've just got here. I haven't seen anyone. I'm sure they'll mingle once enough people are here, though.
Of course. Well, I'll see you around.
See you around.
Cass, I feel good about this.
Why are you suddenly so upbeat?
Something must have changed.
Oh, I heard a plate broke. It just kind of snapped me out of it.
I'm gonna look around for like a plate that has been touched.
You heard it drop, and it's pretty easy to see the blue-haired gnome like over there looking at you both as she's like still picking food off her dress.
Is that Cardia?
No.
Sorry, blue-haired gnome. I don't know.
Fair. Maybe that's why I was tempted to her. A friend, if things don't go our way.
Well, you had a little bit more luck making friends than I had.
Yes, this was the calculated risk that I took. I guess let's find Vander until one of the noble snobs makes their way a little bit more.
Yeah, let me know who I'm hitting over the head.
All right, so you guys start to mingle in the crowd. Can I get one final perception check from the three of you as you start to like, you're still together and stuff, but you're just walking around the courtyard, I assume.
17.
And by the way, yes, Anomaly, that is actually, or Anomaly and Joe, that is what she is implying, that she would dispel everything because she is one of Anomaly's top lieutenants. So you said 17?
15.
15?
23.
23, dear Lord.
The Eldritch God smile.
They're stuck in the cove.
They
but,
have Sani's Sani's religion comes with a really good like dental and vision. So yeah, it's one of the benefits.
I just keep growing more teeth.
So as you were looking around, and you said 17?
Yeah.
So as the both of you were looking around, you both spot something. So as you're surveying the crowd and looking up at the balcony that's overhanging, there's also kind of a second, not a second floor, but there's like a second area that runs the length of the courtyard all the way around, and it's probably where guards are usually stationed on the second floor, but it's been converted to be part of this event with red carpet up there and seating. So it's like all of it is seating, and it's probably reserved for very particular individuals. And you see that there's probably 30 people up there so far, but it can hold well over 100. And, kind of draws your attention, and you're looking up and glancing around, and then you see somebody that's sitting in one of these chairs with their chin on their hand, and they're looking down kind of blasé-like towards, the crowd in general, and they're just looking back and forth, and they kind of shrug at something and then just like lean back out of sight. you both see an individual wearing a beautiful silver opalescent dress with white gloves that go up past her elbows. Her hair is short and kind of silvery as well, like almost matching the iridescent of the outfit. Her eyes are kind of a very light violet, and she has a lot of scarring on one side of her face. Most of it, it's kind of like well blended at this point, but you can tell there's scarring. And it's the lady with the weird pinkish skin that you remember seeing in the vision some time ago. Has human-like ears, it looks like, but still looks kind of like a tiefling or an elf. Just like a lot of weird kind of characteristics mixed up. And she doesn't see you, but you pinpoint that individual for a few moments before she leans out of sight.
I just start smacking Sonia.
You're way stronger than me.
Sorry. The pink lady from the vision is up there.
The pink lady from the vision where we met?
Yeah.
The pink lady from the vision that did the global event that affected everybody.
Yes.
The pink lady who commandeered the entire production facility and is here, and they're doing their weapon.
Yeah.
Let's mingle.
And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Oh, that's really good.
So, yeah, make sure that you tune in next time because there's all sorts of plot threads that are being connected here at the Haven Stout Keep. So, no stress or anything.
No, none whatsoever.
Nope.
My parental issues through the roof right now.
Got the mingle tingles. Yes, Anomaly, they got the mingle tingles. I mean, that gnome is loaded with like 5 wands of Dispel Magic, and you don't even know it, and she's just waiting for it. Like, she doesn't even need Anomaly's go ahead to interfere on that level. That's just a given. But...
Operation Shut It Down!
Yes, we're going to go ahead and raid a channel that we like. Please hang out for the raid and show some love to our buddy that we're going to be raiding right now. Also, we'll be back next week, 7 p.m. PST, for the next episode of Prismatic Dragonfly Tavern. If you want to see where this story is going and what crazy shenanigans these players get up to next, and if they survive their assassination attempt in the middle of a diplomatic gala, we've come so far, and they're only level 4.
I literally had to ask that question. I was like, are we still level 4? Like, we'll see if you survive. We probably level up.
I would hope so.
I mean, you haven't done anything. Oh my god.
Plus, if you're new, a lot of our stuff's on YouTube.
It is, and yes, we're getting the backlog up on YouTube, so please go toss us on during your commute, and we will promise to give you all sorts of laughs, from the intro being messed up to the end of the episode. But also make sure that if you haven't already, follow us on our socials, and especially come join us on Discord and hang out with us and share memes, talk nerdy stuff, and just be part of the Mythical Family. But we're going to go ahead and raid, hang out a bit, and we'll see you next week. But in the meantime, bye!